Tolu Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Yeah, Detroit. Destination restoration. Yeah, it's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go for state. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision new I never seen, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Feel the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
Detroit basketball. What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Dude Show with the boss. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday night, Friday Eve. Boss, how you feeling?
I feel great. That's exactly the kind of win I wanted. I had a feeling we were going to win this game, but I didn't want to do it, lackadaisically. So I'm really happy that we are, it seems like, it's the Nets and the Sixers, depleted Sixers, but it feels like we're back after that slump. It's feeling good. It's feeling good.
Headed back in the right direction for sure.
Yes.
We see you guys in the chat, man. What up, though, Doug? Doug says, thanks as always for the stream. Thank you, bro. We appreciate you and all you guys' support. We see you guys in the chat, man. If we miss you guys, comment as always. Repost, caps lock, super chat, whatever you gotta do to get our attention. Go ahead and do that, and we will do what we can to get to your comment for sure. Doug says, if you remember, tell your sister hello from a fellow volunteer, 1981 grad. Shout out Tennessee, man.
I will let her know. She graduates this year, so lots of Bulls in the community.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, if you missed the game tonight, the Pistons took care of business, picking up their second straight win against the Philadelphia 76ers. They win 131-109 to improve to 47-18 on the regular season with 17 games remaining. First off, we want to shout out everybody who joined the watch party we just finished up. Tonight's broadcast, guys, as you know, was on Amazon Prime. And Boss and I have been doing live watch parties for all the national broadcasts all year. And it was fun, man. We had a lot of fun. Everybody who came over there, and we're looking forward to doing the rest of these games, these national games with you guys as well, Boss, for sure. Anything else you want to talk about as far as the watch back?
Nah, not the watch back. I just want to address this comment real quick because I'm a little confused where it's coming from. Sean, I hate that we take Cade for granted. Do you really believe that he doesn't want some help? Maybe you'll appreciate him when he's gone. Cade had 8 points tonight and 13 assists. He had his help. So I think this is a little bit misplaced. I think this was fair to say maybe a couple games ago, but we all love Cade. So
he got a chance to really chill tonight too. That's what we wanted to see. Him not having to play heavy minutes against teams that were just better than.
That one just caught my attention because I know that we've all been saying Cade deserves help, and I do agree. I think that's coming, not this season because those windows are closed, but off season. But tonight, his teammates helped him out a lot.
Yeah, they really did.
Got him 13 assists. So
for sure. So I don't think that's the issue right now.
And the watch back was a blast. Everybody just seemed really, comfortable. A lot of guys were in sync again. Just falling into their form. I was impressed
Mm-hmm.
by a lot of them. There wasn't really, maybe like a slight fall off from last game for a couple people like Sass, but barely. Still contributed in big ways. So just did a lot of team things out there that I loved. And the Sixers, the Sixers are different from the Nets because while they had their 3 stars out, Grimes and Campaign and VJ Edgecombe, they've really stepped up in other moments for them. So they were depleted, but I think they had better talent than the Nets did. And I think we played them better tonight too than we played the Nets. So
by the way, Gumby says 8-0 while in attendance. Hey man, I need
yeah,
you to get a package for the rest of the year, including the playoffs, so we can keep that going for sure. Shout out to you for showing up, and everybody who showed up to the game tonight, man. Shout out to you guys as well. Got a chance to see a good game. As far as the injury report, guys, Caris LeVert, he missed his 3rd straight game with that left wrist sprain that I think he sustained against the Nets the first time he played them. So he was out. And Desar Thompson, he remains out with that right ankle sprain. I don't think there's a timetable yet, boss, as of right now for his return. So I'm hoping we get something soon, because even though we are winning these games, you can still tell that he is missed for sure. So hopefully we get something from that that soon with him.
Just real quick, Sean, just a follow-up. Season-long comment. Okay, that's fair. You will probably appreciate it more after we get bounced in the playoffs. Bro, weren't we just chatting about my dogs? What? Bring in the good energy. Be happy. Be happy. What we did today. Bring in the good.
I keep saying, come summertime, everybody's gonna wish that the outlook was different. Like to find negatives right now, we're in first place in the East, not running away, but firmly in first place. Best season we've had in years. Let's just take a second to enjoy it, man, because come summertime, we're gonna be wishing we had these days right now when a lot of us are complaining we would have wished we had that come summertime. So just enjoy it, man. Just enjoy it. And there's no saying how far we're gonna go. They could surprise us, who knows? But the point is that we haven't been here in years, decades. So we can save that talk for when it's actually happening. But if you talk about it now, you're never gonna be able to enjoy Pistons basketball, because this is a time when they're playing great. So
be happy. Take this win as a win. It's exciting. I mean, you guys, feelings are valid. Everyone's valid.
Let's not forget where we were about 730 days ago when this team was winning 14 games. Anyway, we'll leave it there, boss. As far as the Sixers with their injuries, they were down pretty much everybody in this game. All their starters pretty much were out. They were missing Embiid was out, Paul George was out, Maxey was out, Kelly Oubre was out. So they were missing a ton of guys. Andre Drummond was out. So this was very much, boss, handle your business type of game for sure. The Pistons went with Cade Cunningham, Marcus Sasser at the 2 again, Duncan at the 3 again, Tobias at the 4, and JD at the 5 for the 3rd straight game. And as far as to who you guys think will get the belt tonight, that poll is live. So go ahead and have at that, and we'll check back on that once we get through our initial thoughts. But without further ado, boss, what did you see in this game? What initial thoughts do you have? What stood out to you?
I mean, I feel like we got it going right away. I saw a comment in here saying that we started calling it a little pessimistic. I disagree. I think we were just saying that we wanted a good win. We wanted to stack these good wins, and we did. So we saw what we wanted. And I loved it. We let them go on one little run, and then we took a timeout, and we didn't let them get close again like that. It was fun. Everybody got to eat. We had 7 guys in double digits. We never get to say that. So regardless of who the opponent is, when you get to play like that, it's just going to boost your confidence over, when you're not hitting your shots and we're barely scraping out a win because of teammates, like everybody contributed. So, I just loved it. And it's exactly what I needed. And I mentioned this in the live, and I love Tyrese Maxey. I really wish we could have seen him play. Embiid, I don't care about that he's out because we never see him in anyways. Same with Paul George. So a little bit of Maxey, maybe Oubre, just because he can light it up against us, would have been a little bit maybe more fun competition. But these Sixers, these young guys were still hungry out there. They're trying to get themselves out of the play-in, get themselves the best position for postseason. So they definitely still came out a little bit hungry. So we just really did a good job about shutting it down, especially when they did go on their run. We took the timeout and we immediately came back, and Duncan hit that 3, and then we just didn't let it fall below double digits again. I think it fell to 9 again at one point, but that was it. So,
So there's a few numbers I want to take a look at just to see if they reflect how the Pistons want to play. So points in the paint, the Pistons had 66, which is good. They gave up 64, which isn't great, but a lot of those points came late in the game when the game was already decided. So I'm not going to harp on that too much.
Yeah.
Transition. Oh, before we go to that, the Pistons guys lead the league in dunks.
Yeah.
445 dunks coming into this game, and they had about at least 5 or 6 more. So that's a good thing. That's what you want to see as far as just scoring in the paint. Transition points, they won 24-18, which is a good sign. Rebounding 40-35, which is also a good sign. As far as free throw attempts, they actually got outshot by the Sixers 24-22, but the Pistons made them count. They knocked down 21 of 22 of those. So they shot 95% from the free throw line. So they made it count. And then lastly, assists 37-30. So the ball was hopping. That's what you love to see when the ball's moving, when everybody's sharing it. When, like Boss mentioned, you got a ton of guys in double figures, 7 guys. That means there's a lot of unpredictability, a lot of just sharing the basketball, player movement, ball movement, and that's what you want. So a lot of good things tonight that they showed, at least on the box score and in the stat sheet, that really identified how they want to play, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, agreed. And like you said too, like we shot 54% from field goal. It just seems to be like when we do get on transition, like we've mentioned time and time again, that we do get off to scoring, but it also helps our half court scoring in some way too. Like it just, once we start going, it starts going. And just like when we have multiple guys that are hitting their shots, everyone else kind of hits theirs as well. This is totally how it feels. Again, to have 7 people in double digits is incredible. And it also was just such a spread out game. Nobody got over 20 points, which is amazing. I mean, yeah, it was a fun one. And I'm glad that, if you guys went to the game, that's awesome. It felt like a great crowd, great experience. Definitely a home game I would want to be at. People got their Cade Bobblehead night too. So, or is that tomorrow? That's tonight, right?
With the Grizzlies? What? Who you talking about?
What's the bobblehead night? Was that tonight?
Oh, that was tonight. Yeah, Cade was tonight. Yeah,
I was curious. I was curious if they would do anything because it's 3-1-3 day tomorrow. Yeah, just a fun game and a lot of good. We only took a couple notes because we were doing the live stream, but a lot of great fun plays, and the ball movement, like you mentioned, was just much, much better. By the time Cade had 10 assists, the Sixers had 10 as a team.
Yeah. At one point he had 11 and they had 10.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh,
yeah. Doug says, do you think JB licked them up at halftime? Yeah, I do, bro. I do. So first things first, the Sixers were depleted in this game, like we mentioned, guys. So this was a game you had to win, especially with it being on national TV. Everyone knows what happened with the Nets. Everybody knows about the 4-game losing streak. So fans around the league are curious as to how they look right now, what's really going on with them. But tonight was another good step forward just to show that, they are the team to be reckoned with for sure. And more importantly than that, just to keep stacking wins. Games you're supposed to win. This is the playoff stretch we always talk about, right? This is a time when you want to be peaking at the right time and playing your style. So this was another step, regardless of who's in front of you. Just don't take anybody lightly. Like the Nets game, come out, take care of your business like they did tonight in last game. Put the game away early, allow guys to be able to get some rest and other guys to be able to get some reps, right? Yep. So rest and reps for depending on who you are. But that only happens when you are able to get out and get a big lead and, allow guys to get some playing time. So I thought it's always good for me to see Cade just chilling on the bench in the fourth quarter, laughing, chilling, joking, talking to Coach Jack, all those things. That means that the game is in hand and he gets a chance to chill. It wasn't no come back into the game late because, we let him get back into it. We let him get confident. No, none of that stuff. We put him away like we were supposed to late in the game, and they did that. I thought the half-court offense looked crisp early in this game because we always talk about full court or, transition buckets and north and south and getting the ball up. That's how you want to play. That's how they're best. They're playing at their best that way. But the half-court looked good. You can see that they've had some time at practice to kind of get used to these guys, get some new guys implemented, and it just looked a lot more crisp. It was a lot of good interior passing too, like big to big. We saw a lot of JD getting it to Tobias and Stu getting it to Tobias and Jake. Like that was good to see, just the big to big interior passing. And as far as we're gonna get to Sass later, but he didn't play great, but we saw his impact on the court being important, just being respected as a secondary dual scorer, dual threat, and I thought he was big for that. And there's not a lot of film either on this lineup.
Yeah,
Sass in there, right? So it's not much to really go off of to really scheme against as far as that. So that was cool. The one thing, boss, I will say is that the Pistons have to close out quarters better.
Yeah,
they've got to close out quarters better. Man, they were up 17-6 early, guys. Jumped on the Sixers early, and they allowed the Sixers to cut it down to 6. Right? Same thing second quarter. They went up again, double digits to start the quarter, and they took their foot off the gas again, allowing the lead once again to get down to 6 or 4. So they have to close quarters better. Like, teams are going to go on runs. We understand that, but it can't be it can't be at the expense of you shooting yourself in the foot with the turnovers and making it easy for them to be able to get back into the game. So we know runs happen, but it's the way they happen and how the Pistons have to really play a certain way to prevent that, because they're a better team. In the third quarter, much better than the first half. And that's why Doug asked earlier, guys, do you think JB lit them up at halftime? Because third quarter, they came out and they really put their foot in the gas and they did not take it off.
Yeah.
Now we were saying, boss, like, midway through the third quarter, okay, what's going to happen now? Are we going to get laxed and allow them to kind of get back into the game, chip away little by little? But no, they didn't. They kept it, regardless of who was playing. They actually pushed that lead they had. I think it was like 15, 20 at halftime. They pushed it even higher, close to 30 by the third quarter. So that was good to see. So they kept playing their style of basketball. Fourth quarter, same thing. They just kept playing. So that was great to see. It was out of reach. They kept it out of reach. They kept playing, and that was good to see for sure. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. Just want to shout out Tom here.
What up there, Tom?
Again. Also want to shout out let me find it. 313 Kurt. Tomorrow's your birthday. Everyone's getting
happy birthday to you.
Your 313.
Happy birthday. Go ahead.
Both location and birthday. And yeah, I agree with some of these guys. Here's the thing: 17 turnovers for Detroit, too many. A lot of those were in later time, but I do agree. But also, we're definitely going to point out those too. But we just had 4 games where we weren't able to say basically anything positive. So Cade turnovers early were bothering me, and then a lot of those turnovers, I think at least 5 or 6 of them happened in the last 5 minutes. But I do agree that's an issue. The fact that we're still able to win big with that is cool. But yeah, I definitely want to focus a little bit more on the positives. You can nitpick, but we just talked about, what nitpicking can do. We got to enjoy this right now, because basically the Pistons the last 2 games have bounced back big from a 4-game slide. So,
I mean, yeah, I was saying that last game, like after the last win against the Nets, I was saying, we broke the streak, the 4-game losing streak. That's great. But I'm not going to be the one to start pounding my chest and sticking my chest out saying we're back until I see sustained Pistons basketball return over the course of a few games at least, right? So I'm getting more and more confident now after this game, even though these 2 teams are not really good teams. I'm just looking at how the Pistons are playing, how they're approaching.
They're not playing
down.
They're
playing their style. They're not playing down the competition. And that's why the eye test is important. The numbers are important. That's why I cited those numbers, because those numbers reflect how they want to play. So the last 2 games, they really tried to play to their style, and this resulted in them picking up wins. So I think regardless of who we would have played these last 2 games, I like how we're looking. I like how the Pistons are looking on both sides. Even though Sarr's not back yet, he didn't play last game. We still won by 38, right? So as important as he is, as long as we have the right mental approach, we can still lead with the defense. In the last 2 games, they've done that.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's just, especially seeing, we don't have a Sar still. It could have, the way we were playing, guys, these games could have gone worse. Yeah. Like these games, so it does show that there is a bounce back. But like Deuce said, we just need to start to stack them. Tomorrow we have the Grizzlies, who are basically missing all of their stars. I don't even know. I can name Cedric Howard. I think he's still on the Grizzlies. That's basically as a rookie. I don't know. Jaz out. I'm pretty sure still. JJJ got traded. Jalen Wells. So I can name some names, but this is an opportunity again. I think one of our struggles, even though it was against bad teams, one of our struggles all season has been playing down to those teams. And these 2 games at least have been statement wins and not doing that. We'll get to him, but Duren, I think, just really attacked the paint tonight in incredible ways, which is something that he can pull back on if he's not going against the star. So just appreciate that from them as well, to treat every game like it's important, because it is. It is.
Yep, for sure. Kevin says it requires sustained effort on the defensive end, which is not easy, but they absolutely have to do it. Their half-court offense is challenged, suspect at best. Right, exactly. It looked better tonight. It looked like they're getting more and more comfortable, but still, the strength of this team is getting stops and turning defense into offense for sure. And once again, like we mentioned it before, boss, as far as just bringing the effort. Real quick, Devin says, "What up, dogs in the building tonight? Nice to sit back and relax and enjoy it." Exactly, bro. Exactly. Just enjoy it.
I want to know if you got a belt.
Officially get the belt.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's just.
Oh, okay.
Thing. But I'm curious.
Oh yeah, is he a bobblehead? Yeah.
because they didn't say like when Nuggets give out bobbleheads, they'll be like the first 5,000, and they were just like till supplies last. So I'm like, how many do they have?
Oh yeah, they go quick. They go quick.
Yeah,
at LCA, man, for sure.
Yeah, let's go.
But yeah, good stuff, bro. Good stuff. But yeah, but like the last back-to-back we had with the Nets in the Heat, it looked like we were conserving energy for the Heat. Like we were overlooking the Nets and not playing as hard for the first half. We looked great, 23-point lead, but the second half we really just started to chill. So tonight I was just hoping that wouldn't be the same thing happening with the Grizzlies playing tomorrow. And tonight they didn't show that for sure. That was good to see. Kevin says, when bad teams make runs at the end of quarters is when they lose focus defensively. Exactly. Exactly. 100%.
When we do that, we kind of rush on offense too, which leads to some turnovers. Like we kind of just give them the game. Like usually it's not because their defense picks up. It's because our defense lacks. And then we make mistakes on offense and shoot ourselves in the foot. That's kind of been the trend. So agree with you there. But the bounce back has looked a lot better at least. So still a little sloppy here and there. So this is why the stretch run is so important. Take advantage now of this time you have to really tune up, clean up the mistakes, and just make sure you're playing your best basketball as possible. You know, when it really matters. Yeah. Richard just brings up that we got Washington twice in 3 days coming up too.
Yes.
And they struggled against them. And I just want to say they just went into overtime with the Magic. Another high scoring game from the Wizards. The Magic won, but it was 136-131. So they can shoot and score. So that's like our defense will have to be on and our offense too. Because the Wizards, I think, are just one of those teams that obviously they're not great. They're still learning stuff, but they can shoot and they have talent. They can't close. But that's like I don't want to be in an overtime battle with them again this year.
No.
That's
hopefully they don't shoot lights out like they did last time.
Even though it's a back-to-back with them and our other two games against them were Daniss' buzzer beater that took it to overtime, and then us we lost to them the second game. You look at those because you look at the ones tonight and you're like, oh, those are easy teams, they should win. We just can't do that with the Wizards, as much as we want to. They should, but I can't confidently say it. I would love to see a BTA against the Wizards this season. That would make up a lot, and I'm sure the Pistons do too. They hold.
I want to see two.
Yeah,
I want to see two. Like this is the time, man. You're the best team in the league. Treat every game the same way. There's no reason we shouldn't beat that team twice in 3 days convincingly. So that's it. My expectations now going forward for the rest of the year are high when it comes to consistency because you've had time to iron out the kinks and get right. Now it's time to go. Now it's time to get in the playoff form. Kevin also says Celtics should collect that L tonight, so we should reclaim exactly the 4.5 game lead, 100%. And guys, we have a much easier schedule than the Celtics do. We've got some pretty easy games coming up, and really for the rest of the year, we got some tough ones in there. But the Celtics have some tough games. They're kind of going through right now. The game they had last game when JB got suspended or ejected. Tonight another one, and they got some more tough games coming up in the immediate future too. So the Pistons have a chance, despite their 4-game losing streak, to be able to stretch that lead back out to about 5.5 games, like they pretty much had for all year, right, for the whole season. So it's really important now to really just make sure they're playing their style basketball for sure. So boss. Go ahead.
The Grizzlies are playing tonight, so they'll be on a back-to-back.
Okay.
I'm just looking at it. They're down by 9 to the Mavs with 6 minutes left. So they did play tonight.
Okay.
That's just good. I mean, it's okay. It's nothing like it doesn't really matter necessarily. But since we are traveling, I hate back-to-backs where you travel. Like I watched an 8 p.m. game last night, 10 p.m. for you guys, Nuggets Rockets, and then the Nuggets are playing the Spurs in Texas tonight. I'm like, how? How did they have to leave the game at 11:30 p.m. last night and get to Texas?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
It doesn't matter.
Insane. All right, guys, let's get to some box scores, boss. And take a look at what
we got a super chat real quick if we want to go.
Let's get to it. My bad. Let's get to it. What up, y'all, Alan? Guys, Alan says, although Kevin Huerter didn't have an exceptional game by any standards, he does appear to be a more than adequate replacement for Harris. So he's already on a let's replace him for Harris train. I'm not mad at it, bro. Like, and I agree because I feel like had he been here, and we'll get to him, but I feel like had he been here from the beginning of the season, he looked even better than he does right now. And he doesn't look great. Like, he's a serious needle mover. Like, not yet. Not yet. I think he can get there, but in a small sample size of him being able to just come in the last couple games has really been the only time he's really had meaningful minutes. Like tonight, last game where he's playing 20 minutes, not just playing 10 minutes here and there. Like, and I like what I see. I like what I saw. Like he seems to fit in already pretty well as far as just knowing his role and just contributing to the fluid offense that we have. I think he helps our half-court offense a lot because he just kind of knows where to be, knows what to do, is a good team player, encourages ball movement, things like that. So I like what I've seen already from him in a short period of time. And I wouldn't be mad at that being a replacement for sure, Alan.
And like Fonnie says here, tonight was his best game. And we agree. We actually like debated whether to put him on the poll because he did. He was 12 for like 4 of 13. Like he wasn't offensively efficient, but he also had rebounds, assists. He was spacing really well. The defense was great. So it was his, like Fonnie said, it was his best game. And so we could see them giving him the belt, but we just also went off of, we had 7 guys in double digits. Everyone made an impact. So it was, I do think that obviously they still both have their strengths, but I really like how Huerter, I said this on the live, just seems a little bit more consistent already, which is kind of crazy to say, but so I'm curious. We had talked about it too, because he hit his first 2 threes and missed the next few, but I'm sorry, he missed one, made 2 and then missed the rest, but he if he can deliver 3 or 4 threes a game for us, that's a little bit of a game changer going into the playoffs and also in the postseason to see what he can bring us, because I do think he gives unbelievable effort on the court both ways. So
100%. So we agree with that with you there for sure. And we're gonna get to Huerter a little bit more, Alan, for sure. So stick around, bro. Appreciate your comment. And Dom comes through per usual. What up, yo, Dom? Appreciate you, bro. Dom says, guys, we're out. BTA like you were supposed to. That's right, bro. But getting annoying that every team we play has guys out. I want us to be tested. Enjoying my albino brother from another mother, Kevin Huerter over Levert. Yeah, so you're right, bro. Yeah, just take care of your business. That's what we're saying. Take care of your business, regardless of who's in front of you. Just play your style and live with the results for sure. It is a little bit disappointing that I don't know why teams keep holding guys out, but especially for these national games when ratings are important. But the last few games on national, broadcast, we haven't seen teams at their best, and I do want to see us play against the best as well. We got some matchups coming up that I think we'll get the opportunity against teams like the Thunder, like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing those games. But I agree, I'll take the dubs. I love getting dubs on national TV, just period. But it would feel a little bit better if we got them against teams playing full strength for sure.
I agree. I completely agree with that. But like I said, there's also a pro of us, at least playing our best against these teams that we have been caught playing down to this season and even last. So as much as I do want that too, as long as we just show up, we just need the mindset of no matter who's on the court is showing up the same way and playing our game. So, but I would have loved to see Maxey versus Cade tonight. I know Steph comes back like the day after we play the Warriors. So it's gonna be, but also that keeps us on our toes and need to be prepared for playing against certain guys in the playoffs, but also them. Like by sitting your stars against us, your stars don't have a chance to play against us either. So it's positives and negatives, but it would be nice to see a battle. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, guys, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you as always, Dom. Points are on comments are on point as always, bro. So we appreciate you, man. Boss, let's get to some box scores, man. Let's get to Cade Cunningham first in this game. See how Cade played in this game. Tonight, guys, Cade finished with 8 points on 3 for 6 shooting, 0 2 from 3, 2 2 from the free throw line, 5 boards, 13 assists, and only 4 turnovers. That's pretty much a 4. Well, what is that? It's like a 3-to-1 ratio. Pretty good. 6 turnover ratio, solid. 2 steals and a block for 3 stocks for Cade in 28 minutes, boss. What'd you see?
He definitely had 2 blocks. He blocked Grimes twice, so I don't know why.
ESPN tipping again?
Because that's like basically I had a block on Grimes on the follow-up because Grimes shot a 3, came out and got his own rebound and Cade blocked it. And then he had a breakaway that Cade blocked after a Cade turnover. So that will be updated. But yeah, my favorite stat of the night again was he got to 10 assists before the Sixers whole team got to 10 assists.
That's crazy.
A bummer though, like I was hoping that he'd at least get a double-double. He was pulled in the 4th because we were up so much. But also, 3 of 6 shooting. Like, when's the last time Cade only shot 6 shots, It's crazy that we have 7 guys in double figures and he's not one of them. Yeah. I mean, and it just goes to show that we can't get it done. But, like, he's such a good facilitator. And when we're making our shots, like, he can really be up there in the assist range as well. And he had no reason to try to take over the game. The way that the guys around him were playing, he had no reason. My only thing, And again, I do want to focus on the positives. My only thing is that some of his early turnovers were just like lackluster passes, just something you don't see from him often. Because one of them was like in the paint, which is a little bit understandable. It's like, don't throw into a crowd, but some of them were just, how do you not see that guy right behind him coming for the steal? But yeah, it wasn't, so they're not perfect, but still to finish with 13 assists on those turnovers is still incredible. And obviously a great defense as per usual. I love that he was like hyping up Ron after Ron got hard fouled, that flagrant one. Yeah, just really good to see him on his bobblehead night. And again, if you're a box score watcher and if you're just a casual NBA fan watching the MVP race and you turn it out like, oh, Cade Cunningham only had 8 points, he had 13 assists, but only 8 points. And he didn't, but to see the impact that he has on the floor. Because another reason that these guys got their chance to get to double digits and get their shots was because of the defense that Cade demands. So it was a perfect night in terms of what he was as a facilitator, playmaking point guard. And I don't think we'll see another 8-point game off of 50% shooting from him ever. So nuts.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to some quick comments here. Doug says, Deuce there, I know that you guys are becoming very successful because YouTube keeps interrupting you for Coupe commercials. Don't mind, because I want you guys to be successful. Hey, we appreciate that, man, for sure. Yeah, hopefully we keep getting that same love from YouTube. But we appreciate you guys for being here, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Stella says, can say I called it, that Cade would have more assists than she said that she did say that, guys. She said that in the live watch back. So shout out to you, Stella. Stella knows ball. Stella knows ball, y'all.
Gives me a great idea. I think as we approach the end of the season, we should get everybody's takes for postseason. And I would love to give people some props on the ones they get right. Whatever your take, good or bad.
I like that.
As long as they're your genuine takes. I'm curious. That'll be fun.
I like it. For sure. Yeah, we can work on that for sure. Mm-hmm. With Cade, Cade was just chilling for real, man. Like you could see he was just, when it came to his own offense, he was just chilling. Like he was really, we talked about it last show, boss, when it came to just trying to get off the schneid with the losing streak against the Nets. Like he was doing the same thing he did tonight against a team that you're better than. Mm-hmm. He had some nice passes, Heisenberg, against a team that you're better than. Get your other guys involved. Build confidence in your other guys. This isn't a game when you have to go and get 30, 35, right? Just go out and play your game, put the game away early so you can, I think, like Fonnie said, be able to rest because there's a back-to-back tomorrow. That was what I was a little bit afraid of tonight. Was it like a trap game and a back-to-back like we had with the Nets and the Heat? The first time we lost to the Nets, we lost that game. We went up 23 points and we just chilled. Like, all right, we got tomorrow. Let's chill so we can play tomorrow. We can have energy for tomorrow. And they go and they lose the game because they took their foot off the gas, right? They had to bring Cade back. They had to bring other guys back because it was a close game and they still lost. So they played harder than they wanted to originally and they still lost the game. So I was just thinking, play hard tonight for 3 quarters, right? Put the game out of reach and then you can go chill and conserve for tomorrow night. And it seemed like tonight they made that adjustment for sure. I like the energy I saw.
And that's like some of his passes, I think, because that could be a reason too, is that he seemed more relaxed today than he did the other game.
I agree.
Like, the game was a must win. I think just some of the turnovers happened a little bit too early for me to be like he was in the relaxed zone. But I think he had a finger on the game, a finger on the pulse of the game early, and knew that unless we really slacked as a team, we'd give it away. So he probably was just conserving a little bit, trying to make maybe not fully in the moment for some of the turnovers, but he also had 4 in the first half and then didn't get any more. So that's all I.
You're right.
Is that you don't,
Good point.
you just fix it when you can. Because Ron's done the same thing, or Ron has done, he's turned it over a couple of times, or Wu comes to mind. If Wu makes an early mistake, he's not even near making that mistake later in the game. So that's all you can do. And we've even talked about on the live too in the fourth. I could see Cade only coming in if they let the lead go. And so I'm also proud of them for just holding strong to make sure that their starters can genuinely rest. And when it have to be called back upon, we're not the only team that does that. Lots of teams have to have their starters come back in later minutes when they are hoping to rest. So that's the best gift that the team could have given Cade for all the assists and passes he gave tonight too. And
let's
real quick, just like Torch Lord said earlier too, is some of the passes that he did create tonight kind of make up for some of the lackadaisical ones, these crazy behind the backs, these nice bounce passes. So, yeah.
I like the point about the dimes though, because this could be said a lot of nights.
Yeah.
Like we said, Cade could have 20 down. Like he had 13 tonight. There's a lot of games where he doesn't have double digits, where he easily could have guys just knock down shots.
Yeah.
Tonight, guys were knocking down shots. But he's always setting guys up and getting guys good shots. It's just that we don't have a great shooting team. So sometimes those great passes don't turn into assists. But in games like this, he really gets highlighted because he's always looking for guys. So once he finds you, when you knock it down, that's when you really start to see those numbers start to get inflated a little bit because he does this every night, every game. It's just a matter of our guys going to be able to hit shots for him.
Yeah, and I like this one too. Cade looks healthy. Watch out, NBA. Healthy, but also just composed is what it is compared to the losing streak. Like he's looking a lot more composed lately. And I do agree too. I think they even said that on when we watched the game. I only catch some of what the announcers are saying because I'm focused on you guys. But they did once he hit his 12th assist, they were like, "Oh, the record. He's going to get 20 tonight. The record for Pistons is 25, which I think is Thomas. I'm assuming."
I think so. Yeah, I think
so. I'm assuming it could be a random name, but I'm assuming it's Isaiah Thomas with 25 assists. But
he holds like all the records, so it's like not a bad guess.
And also, guys, Isaiah Thomas also holds the record for most steals in a postseason, and so that's very Cade-esque in terms of two-way. I but anyways, I always love that's like my favorite trivia question because people never think of Isaiah Thomas
as a facilitator.
Yeah. So, but so that's just like spot on that he could have 20 because he basically had to sit, and also the game just kind of went in favors of others. We got some more transition. He didn't need to pass it, but he could very easily hit 20. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we get a 20 assist game from him before the regular season.
I could see it.
Yeah, I
could see it. Yeah, for sure. And lastly, I just like how you push the pace. Like he's always trying to push the pace.
Okay, it was Kevin Porter.
Always.
Is that Kevin Porter? But
relation?
Yeah, is he?
Let us know about that one.
Is he KPJ's dad? Because he should be disappointed in the way his son treats women. So
I'm screaming. That's a whole other conversation, boss. Come on, we ain't doing that right now.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, I just like how he pushed the pace, man. He's always looking to push the pace, always looking to encourage, us getting out into fast break like we always talk about on the break. I just like how he pushes the ball, man. Even sometimes off of made shots, you see him trying to let's go, outlet, trying to push the ball. So that's what the Pistons want to do. That's what they're best. And good floor game, man. Like, you can see he was just kind of just playing. He wasn't too concerned about his own. He was like, let's just get out of here with a dub, put us away early, and keep it pushing. And they did that. So that was good to see. Boss, let's keep it pushing. Let's go to Marcus Sasser in this game, guys. Tonight, guys, Sass had 6 points on 2 for 9 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 3 assists, 1 turnover in 23 minutes. So what'd you see tonight from Sass, boss?
Oh, I was so happy in the fourth quarter when he came out and hit that 3 right away because he deserves it. He had a really good game for us last game, and his shots just weren't falling this game. He didn't take any bad ones. He just wasn't able to find it. But like you said, he had 3 assists, but like you said, he helped so much. He had great defense. They didn't register a steal for him, but I swear he was disruptive. And I'm sure you guys watched the game. You can agree with me there. Just had great defense, great spacing. Somebody brought that up too in the live, and I totally agree. He plays very well with this team. He also just like compared to the first game of him in the starting lineup, I think he looks much better. He just needed a few games to get into rhythm. And even though his shots weren't falling tonight, he just looked like he wasn't detrimental to the team in any way in this win. I just wanted him to hit some threes because we know that he can do it. And he's on national TV. And maybe it's helpful that no one will come try to poach him. Because you know that he can be deadly and a sniper. And once he hit that first 3 and didn't get another one up after that, I don't believe, because he was 0 for 3 in the first half. But once he sees it goes in, it's over. So it's still great. Blaha has compared him to Microwave. Still a great guy that I do think we'll see him in the starting lineup until Asar gets back. It seems to be that's the trend, and we don't know when Asar's coming back. So it's just beneficial for Sass that he is looking more comfortable. And one of these days he is going to, I think one of these games coming up, maybe even tomorrow, the shots will fall fast. And I think he'll have one of his games. Like he had a back-to-back 18-point and 19-point game for us in the beginning of the season. And I could see that happening too during the stretch of him being in the starting lineup. So no complaints about Sass. An average box score game, but he helped us a lot And basically by the things he was doing, good defense, spacing, passing, just helped the team again get 7 guys in double figures. So
Yeah, we always talk about like how you're affecting the game if your shot's not falling.
yes.
Stat sheet wise, he kind of had a Karras game where it's like the shot is not falling, but he's still giving you some defense. It wasn't just that because he was doing other things well too. But you talked about how his presence on the court. In fact, Kism said the same thing. His presence on the court. Guys respect him defensively. Like you don't see as many double teams. He gives you more spacing. He can knock down open shots. Like we see guys get a ton of open shots. We were just talking about with guys knocking down shots. More times than not, he's gonna make those shots, right? So he just wasn't able to tonight. But the defense you talked about, he played really good defense on the perimeter against VJ Edgecombe.
Yes.
He forced him into some tough possessions, and he's giving up size. He's giving up height. He's giving up weight, strength, but he still played him tough and played him into some really tough shots. So even though the shot wasn't falling, he was still able to be a defensive dog like he always is, and he was able to hit some shots later. But just being that presence, just being that dual scoring threat, somebody who can knock down shots and just score the basketball, I think having that on the court with Cade helps tremendously with spacing for sure.
And he played, like you mentioned, Edgecombe. He played Edgecombe like he's the vet, which he is. He's in this league 3 years now. He played him like you're the rookie. And VJ Edgecombe, guys, I mentioned it. He's one of my favorite rookies. He averages almost 16 points a game. And that's third most for rookies. Tonight, we held him to 10. And he was the guy I was nervous about. Like, we held him. Nobody on their side also scored 20. They were pretty spread out, too. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They also had 7 guys in double figures, which just tells you how other guys had to step up in moments. But Edgecombe is not easy to guard. I've watched him. He's also very good in clutch. So I think if this was a close game, I would have been a little bit worried. Him and Maxey are both very good in clutch. So I also saw after the game, Nick Nurse went up and was like, yeah, VJ is athletic. His bounce is so quick. Nick Nurse went up and was just like rubbing his shoulders because he's a passionate kid. He doesn't want to lose. They got rid of McCain, I think, even though they could have kept both. They got rid of McCain, I think, to help build Maxey and Edgecombe around each other. It's going to be, especially once he has a couple more years, he's going to be a threat with Maxey as his point for sure.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be a nice backcourt for sure.
He had 2 blocks tonight too. Just the fact that Sass, who Sass has the quickness, obviously he has the hands, doesn't have the height, but just really still helps shut down one of their most productive guys this whole season.
Agreed. I like this comment too from MBWell. Sasser needs to play fearless like Pritchard does for the Celtics. I like that comp too, bro. I like that comp with Peyton Pritchard. I won't say undersized, but a smaller guard who can really shoot the basketball, can score the basketball. But Pritchard's had time. He's had a year or two to really get comfortable with that team. He's played with them. He's had reps for that team. So I see a lot of comparisons there. And he can, like, Pritchard's got range. Sass has got range. Pritchard, I think Sass actually has a better offensive package, to be honest, as far as just being able to go and getting it whenever you want to. So if he keeps playing that way, I can see him being that kind of player for sure. 100%.
That's why he reminds me of a TJ McConnell.
Exactly.
Pop off and he's pesky, he's quick. But I like the Pritchard comparison too, just in terms, I think, of speed, pace. I feel like we know Sass is quick. He has my favorite handles on the team. I think McConnell is just one of the very, very quick off the jump kind of guys. But all 3 of those guys go to show that you can be successful in this league with your height if you're also just not being detrimental on other ends. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, Mauser says Pritchard's handles are insane. Yeah, Sass's are too. We were talking about that. We think Sass the best handles on the team?
I think Daniss? He hasn't had a lot. So I think he's we haven't seen it a ton. When he was coming off the bench for us last year, we saw it more because he was coming in as like the heat up guy, which is why Blaha compared him like to Microwave. But I think he's being a little bit more he's being more of a facilitator on the court for us right now. But if he needs to find his own shot, I like how he's playing. I'd rather him play this way right now because he just looks so much. It's what it does.
He looks much better. He's growing his game.
We know 100%. That he can take it full court 1-on-1 and break a guy's ankles, but now he's just growing his game and learning how to also just help his team in other ways, which he did.
Off ball movement, his passing, he's more of a willing passer. It's not sticking with him the ball. He's not over dribbling. while the 4 guys are just watching. Like he looks like a cog in the system as opposed to just trying to be the guy to go get it. And that's big for him for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll leave it there on Sas, and we will go now to Duncan Robinson, guys. Duncan Robinson finished tonight with 19 points on 7 for 10 shooting, 5 for 7 for 3, 2 boards, 4 assists, 1 turnover, and a steal in 25 minutes. Balls. Take off on Dunk.
Oh, Dunk was so fun tonight. 5 of 7. What were we saying? We don't want to see 2 of 7. We don't want to see 3 of 8, 3 of 5. Like, I want to see at least 4. 5 of 7 is beautiful. I can barely remember that he missed any. I would have said he was 100%. His biggest play for me today was, again, out of that timeout where they cut the lead to 7. They killed momentum. I think it was truly the only timeout we had to take that wasn't like a national TV timeout. It was really like, get your head back into it. And he came out and hit a big 3 right away. But he was flying in for rebounds. He only has 2. Wow. But it felt those 2 made an impact on me then. No fouls. That's
good on him.
See that from Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
But again, the whistle wasn't really blowing tonight anyways. But 7 of 10 is incredible. But the 5 of 7 is what we ask of him. It's just the fact that he also just can bring it in. He went straight down again. The floor opened for him, and he just went straight to the basket. He was our leading scorer tonight, Duncan Robinson.
Nice.
So that's kind of why I thought that he would get the belt. I saw a couple people mention JB. JB got the belt last time, so it's his to give. Which we should have considered that on the poll. So he might give it to Huerter, but I didn't consider. I always forget to consider who's given it, but it also could have been someone like the equipment manager, like it was last, like Kong.
Kong. Yeah. Shout out Kong. Yeah.
So we don't know, but Duncan had a great game. And if we can get that kind of minutes from him, he did all that in 25 minutes, less than 25 minutes. So, and that's exactly where I want to, our starters will probably play closer to 30, 32, 35 in the playoffs. But if we can give him those kind of minutes to finish out the regular season and he can put those numbers on, then I'm feeling really good about how he's feeling too with this. And he set some great screens as well. So
he was good all around, man. He was good all around. You just talked about it. One thing I was wanting to see from him was just get up more attempts.
What's up, Maddie?
Get up more attempts, like the 2 for 3, the 2 for 4. Like, bro, you are the certified sniper on this team.
Yeah,
like,
I love
this is what we need you to do. We're not saying we need you to be Malik Beasley and get up, 10 a game, but more volume. I think what's helping too, it's the trade-off with defense and offense, right? Because normally we see a guy like Sasser at the 3 with a Duncan at the 2 and Cade at the 1. So having a Sass out there is the trade-off, the offensive to defensive trade-off you get, because Sasser is the best perimeter defender in the league. But you get more spacing. Like, Sass is no slouch defensively, but it's just different with Sasser. But you get more spacing. You got defenses having to be more honest when you got Cade with Sass and with Sass and Duncan, 2 guys who can stretch the floor as opposed to just 1. So I think having Sasser out there help Cade, but also help Duncan Robinson as far as being able to have more space, and guys got to fly out a little bit quicker. But for me, the thing that stood out for him, it was 2 things. It was his defense. That was the first thing. His defense has been really, Sella, for sure. We on the same page. We here. His defense has been much better, man. His effort has been much, but it seems like it's not even just the effort now. It seems like he's understanding kind of like how to play and how to be more effective with his timing, knowing his teammates better, knowing like just a lot of reps have really gone into him being better defensively. And that's been huge for him for sure.
And just to bring that up, like you just mentioned, and Sella just mentioned, it's gotten better since this lineup was created, because we were saying, how are we going to win with Duncan in the lineup like this? Because he's getting run over on defense. And tonight he had no fouls. And like you said, the effort's always there. And I had to admit, like, I didn't watch Duncan's defense this game. Like, I wasn't paying attention to defense. I mean, I was, but I wasn't. But
I got you. It was good. Yeah.
It wasn't making any mistakes. He didn't get in foul trouble right away like he did two games ago against the Nets. This last game against the Nets, he got a quick foul right away, but then kind of eased out. I think he's just understanding that, like, if he's going to stay at the 3, which is what we're asking him right now, just like Sass, they just it took 4 games for them to settle into this starting lineup role. And again, it is the Sixers, but it's guys like DJ Edcombs, it's Quentin Grimes, it's 3-point snipers. So it's exciting just to see that. So I do agree that it not only, his effort's always been there. We've said his defense has gotten better throughout the year, but also, like Sella said, and like you just said, like just these past few games where we're winning again, he's stepped up to the plate in areas to just make sure that he doesn't let us down on that end.
Yeah. And the Emperor says too, when Duncan drives it, I'm quite comfortable as well.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the 4 assists was the other thing, boss, that stood out to me tonight, was just his playmaking, his secondary playmaking, right? Just being another threat out there to be able to put the ball on the floor. We just talked about how guys are respecting him, guys like Sasser and Duncan Robinson, and they're closing out hard. And once again, because you got Sasser out there who also spreads the floor and keeps, teams from clogging the lane and putting 2 on the ball and things like that. It gives him more room once he catches the ball to be able to have a lane to go to the rim, as opposed to having an Nassar. Not saying that is how you want it. Of course, you want Nassar in the lineup, but you see sometimes when Nassar's in the lineup offensively in the half court, teams are kind of helping off him to prevent Duncan from getting a step into the lane, right? So it's just the trade-off, the offense to defensive trade-off that you kind of have to deal with. That's why I'm hoping that eventually Nassar can develop some kind of shot, consistent shot. So that way those lanes will still be there for Duncan Robinson, and they're not packing the paint just because they're not respecting Nassar's jump shot at all.
Yeah, his jump shot, you can tell he's trying to become a little bit more confident in, and that's kind of what's going to come down to. Because if you're not confident and you miss your first couple, then you're not going to take anymore. Right. But if you're confident in it and you miss your first couple, then you can believe that you can still make it because you're confident. So Outtro Duren was his the assist that got Duren the one-handed? Was it Duncan?
I thought that was Tobias. Okay,
maybe it was Tobias. Tobias did have a great lob, but Duren had a lot of dunks. Just remind me what it is.
He did.
Because I know that Tobias had a great one to him, but the one that was over
it was
guys,
Duncan.
Duncan? Okay.
It was. That's what Rodney said. It was Duncan. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to go back and watch some of the highlights. I think I had time to share like that one dunk. But his dunks tonight were just incredible.
Yeah, that lob in traffic to JD was crazy.
And speaking of, I guess I'll wait till we get to him. Sorry, man.
All right. Anything else you got on Dunk? That's all I got on him.
No, I'm excited to see what he also just what he did tonight looked a little bit effortless. Like he wasn't hunting for his shot. He was able to find it. Whether they were talking and they set the right screens, it just felt like he was comfortable in everything he took, which just excites me for tomorrow because that means that he didn't. Of course, effort's out there on both sides, but when it's a little bit choppy or hesitant, that exerts a little bit more. But no, he looked fine. So Tobias had him the one-hander. Already about watching the highlights back. Yeah. Okay. Because I know Tobias made up for some of his terrible lobs this season. So yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That hasn't been one of his strengths this year, but he's been a little bit better lately. What up, Devon? For sure, man. Detroit basketball.
Devon, are you working?
Yeah, he on the clock. He on the clock, but he's always showing up for sure. Yeah, man. So that's all I got on Duncan, man. I hope he keeps this up. I just hope he keeps letting it fly, boss. Like just keep letting it fly. I know it's not going to be as easy when the Nassar comes back and the spacing and blah, blah, all that stuff. But still, just look to be aggressive. Look to let it fly when you catch it. If it's there, if it's not, try to make the play like you're doing. So, man, no negative notes for Duncan Robinson for me in this game at all. He played really, really well. Shout out to him.
Yes.
Boss, let's go to Uncle T. Tobias Harris, guys, had 15 points in this game on 6 for 11 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 1 for 1 from the line, 5 boards, 2 assists and a turnover, and also a steal for Uncle T. Boss, what'd you see? Holla at me.
Yeah, I mean, again, just like the Magic, he tends to go off against teams he's played for. He's done it to the Sixers consistently since being with us. But it's kind of crazy because he started off strong, got like 5 points quick. Then he went on kind of a little bit of a shooting slump, but then to finish 6 of 11 just tells me that he found his shot again, and he still shot 55% tonight. And he was doing stuff. He was tied for our third leading scorer. So love to see him. He only played just under 22 minutes. Love that as well, because it's what you want for some of these guys. He was getting beat on defense a little bit, but the Sixers are young. I mean, they had Kyle Lowry in campaign, which is pretty funny. It was like flashbacks, like what year is it?
Right.
The starting lineup is young, and he just does get beat. And there are a couple times that the guy he had, like I think it was Grimes, like got out on transition and he had to be the one getting back. The effort is there, but he's just a guy who gets beat. But the half court offense is forever his strength. And I'm glad that we have it. Especially he's coming off of 2 games where he wasn't bad, but he wasn't offensively productive.
He
Like
didn't play well. He didn't play particularly well last two
just
games.
the shots weren't falling for him, and they didn't seem comfortable. Everything he took tonight seemed comfortable, and he had some classic. I love when he backs it down against the guy, but I love when he does it for a long period. Like he doesn't. Yeah, that lineup is way too small for him. Yeah, agreed. And I do think that again, when he goes into his turnaround shot, there are a couple times where guys don't let up on him, but he doesn't give the ball up. He just says, all right, fine, let's fight. And so he keeps dribbling it in.
He keeps his dribble alive.
And whether it falls or not, it gives time for our offensive rebounders, our big guys to get down there. It just shows me he's just not going to, if he's feeling it, he's not just going to give it up. So just excited to see that from Tobias. And I think he'll be fun against the Grizzlies tomorrow night too. But yeah, I liked his game tonight. He just went on one little shooting slump. Otherwise, the offense was on point. So
yeah, it was. I got one negative, one positive. The negative was what you mentioned. I'm worried about that for the playoffs. Yeah. As far as his ability to be able to stay in front of guys. Mm-hmm. That's one, because he's kind of struggled with that all year. Like you said, it's not for lack of effort. He just doesn't have the foot speed to be able to really stay. He's never been a really great lateral mover ever, really. Yeah. As far as moving your feet, but as he's gotten older, obviously he's going to slow down a little bit. So I am a little bit concerned about how they address it this offseason. And even in the postseason, I'm a little bit concerned about how that's going to look against certain teams. But, we got to ride it out. That's what we got right now. But
so I will say, I do think that I agree with you. But we've seen for a while, and this was towards the argument of why Stu isn't starting, but for a while, Stu was the first one off the bench for Tobias. And so I can see if it gets in trouble like that to bring in a better defender. Because he is just kind of like, we do rely on his half-court offense some games. Like we really do. He's won us plenty with his production in the half-court. But if it's getting to the point of being detrimental on defense, like tonight, it wasn't detrimental because we sustained the lead the entire time. But if it was then it's like, then we got to figure something out. So
and that's why I was concerned about the playoffs, because like you can get away with it against the Nets, you can get away with it against the Sixers. So I'm just holding my breath about how that looks come playoff time. Maybe they can run some schemes to kind of hide him here and there, but even on switches when he's trying to close out, it's just you just see he just can't stay in front.
It is the young teams, because I do think that, of course, defense hasn't been his strong suit all season, but we tend to get on him about being beat when it's against these young teams. So he is definitely a matchup kind of player. Like there are certain matchups that his defense would be just sufficient, and then there's some matchups that the defense would be lackluster. So
as far as the offensive, the positive thing that I liked, there was a stretch in, I think it was the second half. Maybe it was, no, it was the second quarter. It was second quarter when we built the lead again after we let it dwindle in the first quarter, and then we let it again slip in the second quarter. Mm-hmm. And he was the guy. He got us in the half court, got us a nice and one finish, just to settle everything down, because we were playing so erratic at that point. It's like, what are we doing? Come on, y'all, what are we doing? Don't let this team back into the game. And that seemed to really help settle us. Got the N1, was able to talk to his guys. Come here, let's talk about this. Settle the team down and get us back to who we are. And I think that was really important stretch to not let it get any closer, because it didn't get any closer from that point in the second quarter the rest of the game. So I was just happy to see his presence on the court. Hey, give me the ball, get us a bucket, settle everything down. Let's get back to who we are. Because during that stretch, it was kind of spooky for a minute.
And you just said that, because what does JD call him? What's the word he uses? Do you remember? Top of your head? Quizzing you. He says
he calls him a lot of things.
He's a steady guy. He's steady. Tobias is steady for us. And so when you say words like settle, steady, it's exactly it. He comes in, and that's, he's done that a couple times where he may not be the best player on the floor, but in times that we've needed it, he's stepped up as our vet. So Stella says having Tobias on the team shows the wisdom we need on this young team. Yep. He did struggle more than usual on defense. Yep. Side note, Boston 59, OKC 56 at halftime.
Okay. We cool. Boston or OKC at home too? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's easy. Boston, I don't think people would be like, Tatum's not playing tonight, but they've been able to do this without Tatum. So it wouldn't surprise me if OKC hasn't had a big blowout win in a while. They're a good team that knows how to finish games and can go on runs for sure. But I'm curious to see how this one ends. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So also says that's why veterans are so important to this team. As far as Tobias, for sure. Kevin says Team Melo, 100%. That is not a shot at all. Melo was a half court post up guy. Like you couldn't stop him in the half court. And I feel like Tobias has a lot of that. Even at 32, 33 years old, he is definitely the security blanket that Sharita
Yeah, sure.
and Seller are saying at the same exact time. So y'all
Well,
get it.
that's what JB calls him too. Steady security. He likes
That's
to
why I was like, what
settle.
word that starts with S are you talking about, boss?
I know,
It's
but
a lot of them.
both of us do this sometimes. They're both like, and and I'm just like, do I? And then when you say it, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I got you.
It's like being-
But
it's like
yeah,
a
you're right.
process.
Yep.
But yeah.
For sure. That's all I got for Tobias, man.
Same.
Gotta take the good with the bad, and
Yeah.
there's more good than bad that comes with Tobias Harris. So I'm not complaining. It's just something I'm paying attention to for the Pistons going forward. So
Yeah.
we'll leave it there, guys. Let's jump now to our All-Star center, Jalen Duren, guys. Tonight had 14 points, my bad, on 6 for 7 shooting, 2 or 3 from the line, 10 boards, 2 assists, and a block. And only 15 minutes tonight for JD, which is a great sign. It means other guys like
Yeah.
who we'll get to got some opportunity. So, boss, what did you see tonight from JD in limited minutes?
It's a fantastic sign. I'm curious though, because it is almost 6 minutes less than any other starter. I know that some people said they noticed the back spasm, so I hope he's okay. I mean, obviously, take the rest if you need it because we had B-Ball Paul and Stu had a big game too. But I mean, 15 minutes and 14 to 10, because you look at that and I'm just thinking JD did so much more. Like these numbers seem low for what he did, but it makes sense when you see that he was only out there for 15 minutes. He leads the lead. He had 150 dunks coming into the game. Or I think Gobert leads the league, but he's like second. But now, I don't know. He had at least 3 tonight, probably more. That's crazy.
That's insane.
It's awesome. He also he leads the betting circles in most improved player. And I agree with that. His one-handed dunk was beautiful. I love that also he just ran over Jabari Walker for the lay. That's a guy who's a two-way player who got signed this year, and he just ran him over. And that's what we want to see from him, no matter his competition, whether it's Jabari Walker or it's Dominic Barlow or it's Giannis Antetokounmpo or it's Cat, or Bam. I want to see him run these guys over because he can get there. I mean, I think those guys are better defenders than Jabari Walker, but use your body. This is how you get stronger. So stronger on the court too. So I appreciate everything I saw from Duren tonight. Some of his dunks were so nice and clean that I'm like, it's incredible that he got to do it on live TV. He had a block as well, which is exactly what I've been wanting him to register more on defense. He's, defense has been at least rounds have been there, but the stocks are adding
at least one stock in the last 6 or 7 games now.
It's awesome. And then again, 6 of 7 for 85%. And the last game he was at 90% shooting. So he's getting the shots he wants and he's finishing them. So he did have 4 fouls. So that might be another reason why he was out. And they just were like, nah, it's okay. But incredible game from our young center.
For sure. Heisenberg says Gobert has 9 more games played than JD. 131 dunks before the game, and Rudy has 162. So I like how he's. They said 150. I thought. Yeah. So either way, I'm glad that he's playing to his strengths. Miles said Adebayo scored 21 points tonight, by the way. So you guys can let us know your thoughts on that as a sidebar on that game.
Still pretty cool of him to get double digits after that night that he had,
But this is much more Bamish than the night he had the other night for sure.
But it was against them. So.
But as far as JD, food, boss, food. Like I said last game against the Nets bigs, food. When I see Dominic Barlow, when I see these guys, come on, bro. And he didn't play I'm not even mad at him. He only played 14 minutes, 15 minutes, 14 points, 10 boards. I just wanted to see him just abuse those guys, man. Just go to work on those guys. Just punish those guys. Whenever you got a matchup advantage, which is most nights, punish those guys. Show them that they did not deserve to be on the court with you. And he did that. Every opportunity, he took advantage of it. 6 for 7 from the field is awesome. Even getting on the board, 10 boards in 15 minutes is crazy, guys.
The only one that can beat him is Paul Reed because he can get 10 and 5, but
he can get 10 and 2. He's on some Moses Malone type stuff. Yeah, Paul Reed is crazy. But I like what I saw from JD, man. Limited minutes. Hopefully he's good. But once again, I'm glad he got a chance to rest. Either way, him and Cade. But I'm glad JD got a chance to rest too, just in case he is going through some injury, whatever he's going through with his back or whatever. Because once again, we got Paul Reed. So we got guys who can play for him if he is indeed going through something. But once again, in the minutes that we saw, I thought he was great.
Yes.
I thought he was great. The 4 fouls may be attributed to whatever it is that he's going through with this injury.
Mhm.
Who knows? 4
Yeah.
fouls in 15 minutes isn't good, but aside from that, I'm not going to complain about JD. I thought he did enough early, did his work early.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw.
And I think the fouls too were just fouls that he should have been getting on the other end. So a little bit of that
Facts.
frustration. Because someone said that too here.
He
They
don't
said
get no love.
if the refs started, Rodney said, if the refs start calling all the grabbing calls on players on JD would have 30 a night. Agreed. And I think that just,
That's a fact.
JD's also still learning about timing and stuff. So he sometimes gets the swing through or something. It's a little bit more noticeable, but he definitely gets hit and on his way up. So
all
nuts.
the time.
And I do want to say,
like every player seems like it's crazy. Go ahead.
If he is injured, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play tomorrow. I honestly would be like, if he is feeling something, I would against the Grizzlies. Yeah, exactly. I prefer, as we're getting in this stretch of things, I can rely on B-ball Paul. And like someone said, I don't think the Grizzlies even have a center at the moment. They're starting a forward, which is what happened tonight too. Dominic Barlow is a forward. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like food, bro.
Yeah.
Barbecue chicken, bro, all night long. Yeah. Maddie says JD was grabbing every rebound in sight. Sixers couldn't even get close to him. Bro, they can't mess with him, bro. Not many bigs have that. I always say have that combination of strength and athleticism. It ain't too many guys who have that. They either have one or the other. So when you got that advantage, man, punish him, and he did. He did for sure. Abraham calls him. I've said this too, bro. The new era Shaq.
Yeah.
The new era Shaq with a deeper offensive bag.
And can make his free throws.
And he can make his free throws. Yeah. But he's definitely that guy. Like in this league, you don't have too many bruisers the way that he is. As far as just, they like the contact, they like getting their work done in the paint. But who also have a lot of offensive raw ability too. Not even raw anymore. It's starting to get polished. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, not even raw, but like Shaq didn't have footwork. Like Shaq, a little bit.
He was pretty good in the post. He was pretty good in the post.
He was mostly like JD. I feel like
he didn't have a handle at all. Like how
that's what I'm saying. Like JD can take it from the top of the key and get his basket. So that's just more so what I mean. Not really footwork, but more.
I got you.
So handles and footwork combined, I guess. He was an easy guy to knock the ball away from. That's why you usually saw him right at the rim, and why guys like Ben Wallace were the only ones to able to stop him. Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially just as he continues to grow and get stronger. And you mentioned it earlier with Cade, how JD was able to get a lob to Cade, and this is the second game in a row. These two, man, and they've openly expressed how they, like JD said, he wants Cade to be his point guard for life. Like they're just going to continue to build chemistry, and it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's nice to see the opposite action too. You mentioned the lies, but I like. It's funny seeing JD at the top of the key getting the ball to Cade in the post, right? Because Cade has a matchup more times than not, a matchup advantage more times than not, just because he's bigger than the opposing point guard. So just Cade is gonna help him kind of inflate his assist numbers too. On the opposite side, just dumping it down to Cade here and there, and just letting him go to work too. But just having that optionality, that unpredictability, having your point guard being able to get it done in the post. That's something that most teams don't really have, where they can kind of go to that. So I just like how you got different guys sometimes running the same actions. It makes it really hard to defend sometimes when you're expecting one guy to do one thing to the other guy, as opposed to the reverse. Same play, just different guys involved. So you're testing those defenders to see if they can guard on the perimeter and in the paint. And most times they can't do both. So I just like how they're mixing it up offensively, running a lot of same stuff, just different guys, and just seeing how it works. And because they got so many versatile guys, and because they're so big, the starting unit is usually so big. When you got a star in there, every guy is 6'6" or above, you can do a lot of damage in that painted area, which is why that's why they're still string. They're playing to their advantages. They're huge. They're a big team. Yeah. Cade is the shortest guy on the court in the starting group, and he's 6'6". So it's great to have that option for sure. So I like what I saw from JD though, for sure. In this game. All right, boss. Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's go to some reserves, boss. Let's jump now to Daniss Jenkins. We'll start with him tonight, guys. Tonight in this game, Daniss Jenkins finished with 6 points on 3 for 5 shooting. He misses only 3, had 2 boards, 3 assists and 3 turnovers, and 1 block in 20 minutes. What'd you see from Chink in this game?
The block was nice. It was in the 4th, I believe, and it was just when, again, I'd love to see the effort even when we know we're going to win. And these guys, obviously, it doesn't surprise me, the effort. I just love to see it. 6 points too, but on 3 of 5. So he was trying to feed others more. Definitely. His defense was great. How many minutes did he have? He had 19 minutes. A lot of them were later. We didn't see him as early it was a national game because me and you were kind of questioning why Cade was on there for long periods of time. It was a national game too because Jenkins really what he did was finish out quarters the last few minutes and then Cade would start the next and he'd come in. So it was a little bit staggered. So I don't think he really had necessarily enough time to get into a rhythm shooting wise, but he was definitely helpful for a lot of the plays that happened. He had a couple of good saves going out of bounds as well. Yeah, just the effort and what we know that he can do is there. And he didn't hit his 1-3, but the fact that he only took one just shows the kind of night that he had. He wasn't necessarily looking for a shot. And I think that they guarded him pretty well. Like
I agree.
Said, there's tape on him now. So I think that they kept him off of the 3-point line pretty successfully too.
Yeah, I thought he was solid. I still want to see those 3 turnovers. I want to see that drop because one of his hallmarks and one of the things I like about him most is that he takes care of the basketball. He doesn't usually hurt you. Shout out to you, Pat Kism.
Yes.
But yeah, but that's the only thing, the only black mark or the only negative or criticism I have for him is just make sure you're taking care of that basketball, take care of the pill. Because he usually does do a good job of that. This last stretch of games when we were all playing bad, he wasn't playing great, right? Just like everybody else. But if he can get that back down, which I'm expecting him to, because that's one of his strengths, I'll be really happy with this game. But he looked more like himself tonight. He looked more like himself. Exactly, Michael. The way he was just kind of pushing the basketball. I love how him and Cade push the ball. Every opportunity. It's like Coach said, hey, bro, every chance you get as a point guard, you got to push that pill because that's when we're at our best. So I like to see that for sure. But he did a good job of just balancing his game. I've heard a lot of people in the past week and a half or so say that they feel like he was kind of ball hogging a little bit, looking for his own offense a little bit too much. And I would agree.
That's probably part of the notes. That's probably why he didn't
get
right. It's part of his notes.
Right. So I just like how he's kind of balancing that more. He's still being aggressive with his own offense, but you can see more so he's looking to get guys going, making the next swing pass, just knowing where the pass is supposed to go. Those passes, those zip passes that we always talk about that weren't getting through the last week and a half, that have been getting through the whole year prior to that, they're starting to get through again. So he's more decisive now. And he just looks more comfortable again with these guys. And all these guys, I don't know what happened, but they look different now. The camaraderie is there, the vibes are back, the chemistry is there. And not just Daniss, but the whole team looks to be more in sync. So I think he was solid tonight. Still want to see some improvement going forward, but there's time for that to come with about 17 games in Random Boss.
And that's like even the announcers said too. They're like, every team goes through slumps. And ours just came in an opportune time. It came kind of heavy with 4 in a row, even our wins didn't feel necessarily good. So the fact that that's what I've been looking for again. It's just our fun style of basketball, which was definitely on display tonight. So we just want to, like you said, just want to keep stacking those.
Malcolm Kevin says, love when he puts pressure on the defense by pushing up the floor fast, but when he gets into the paint, he needs to find the shooter. He's right. Sometimes he forces it a little bit too much and can get tunnel vision sometimes when he's getting to the rim because he wants to show he can finish through contact. Like last game, he had a nice who was that on against the Nets? I forgot who it was. They're big guy, but he finished through traffic at the rim. He kind of pushed him out the way and had a nice and one finish. I forgot who it was.
Claxton or Clowney?
I think it was Clowney. He bumped Clowney off somebody. He was either one of those guys. He bumped him off and finished through. They didn't call a foul. He still made it. But he can do that. But I like how, like Kevin is saying, he's at his best when he's using his vision and finding guys who are open to knock down shots, and he usually does a good job of that. So he gets back to that balancing act like he's had all year. He'll be right where he needs to be.
I also think he's just been dribbling into the paint a little too far because he has a really nice floater. So I think he dribbles in trying to, like you said, trying to get there and trying to go through contact, and then either he shoots it up and they block it, or miss it, or he passes it out and it's not. But he has a really nice pull up floater too,
for sure.
So I just haven't seen that necessarily. We've seen a couple of his mid range shots, but in the paint pull up floater, I think
he's got
to throw some defenses off too to run and stop. He could definitely do that. So not worried about it, but like you said, just like we said about Cade earlier, he's just looking more composed since the slump.
For sure. Derek says the energy was there, the cohesiveness was there, the passing was there, 100%, bro. I think they had 37 assists tonight, boss. We said, I think earlier, 37 assists.
Yeah, we had
37 assists in this game. Yeah. So that's how you know the Pistons are moving the basketball, and that's why we had 7 guys in double figures. So he definitely looked more aggressive in this game, Devin, for sure. I like what I see, man. Kevin says, am I the only one who misses Ish Smith? I really don't. I love Ish Smith. I got a chance to meet Ish Smith. Real cool dude, real down to earth dude. But I just think Daniss' ceiling is higher because he's a better consistent shooter from long range. And I think he's better defensively because he's just bigger and longer and he's more athletic. So
Mhm.
I love Ish Smith, but I think Daniss Jenkins will be better than Ish Smith for sure. But I like both of those guys for sure.
Great.
Go ahead.
I just need to take a break real quick. Do you want to check the poll before we move on?
So, guys, let's check the poll on who you guys believe should get the belt for this game. So, we have Duncan Robinson at 44%, Javonte and Ravante at 31%. We got JD at 19%, and we got Stu at 6%. But here's the thing I didn't even think about, guys, and I think Boss mentioned it, is that I need to start paying more attention to who has the belt prior to the win, like for tonight. Like last game, JB had the belt for his birthday, 47th birthday. Shout out to him. But I wouldn't be surprised in thinking about it. Now to think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if he took this opportunity to give it to a guy like Huerter, who we're going to get to in a minute, Kevin Huerter, right? Just to, because I think he's the only one who hasn't won the belt or gotten the belt this year so far in Kevin Huerter. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. And with that, we can actually segue, Boss, right to Kevin Huerter and his stats in this game. So, guys, Kevin Huerter in this game finished with 12 points on 4 for 13 shooting, 2 of 7 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 boards, 4 assists, no turnovers, and 2 steals in 26 minutes. So, for the second straight game, Boss, I'm saying that I think this is the most minutes that Kevin Huerter has played in his career as a Piston. And I like it. So, let me know what you saw in this game from Kevin Huerter. What'd you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only bad thing is just 4 of 13. And then, but like to put up 12 points, that's the most he scored for us, I believe, this season. He got 2 threes in a row. I told you in the live, like I wanted to see how consistent he could be with that. I wanted to see him put up more points in the second half. And he did get 6 points in the first half and 6 in the second, I believe. So he did put up more points, but they were more pain points. Love that he had no turnovers because he was on the floor a lot when there was a lot of transition both ways. So, be smart enough to hold on to take care of the ball is great. He also had 4 rebounds and 4 turnovers. I love that. I mean, sorry.
4 assists.
Yeah. Love that. 2 steals is fantastic. He just is really, you can tell that he has good basketball IQ. He looks like he fits well with this group.
Yep.
Cade was trying to reward him with some shots. He took that 1 3 that he missed and then he got it back. And he ended up driving it, I think, and getting it off, but he was closed on. And I think I mentioned that in the live, like to have that respect again, to draw defense towards you, just get somebody else open, or at least, doesn't get anyone else doubled. So just the fact that he was able to do that for us on the court is just, and remain a threat out there is huge. And it was a positive thing to see 2 threes in a row for him go in. And he still, whether his shot was falling or not, he still gives major effort out there, still makes the right decisions. Because I do think, if this continues to go, like he could be on a trend where it only gets better, where even if he puts up 12 points, but on 4 of 9, that's better efficiency. He can grow in other areas that are still going to help us.
Yep.
So I was really happy that he got the opportunity to play a lot tonight. I liked what I saw.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I liked what I saw too. Devin says, I was hoping they played Destination Restoration tonight, but unfortunately they did not. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, they the Pistons were gracious enough to use some of my anthem music for the pregame warm-ups when the Pistons ran out. So I'm working on some new music this year, Devin, for the playoffs. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully we can get some more songs in the rotation, man. So we'll see. Shout out to DJ Chachi and everybody over there, man, for showing love. As far as what I saw from Kevin Huerter, man, I like what I'm seeing, boss. I'm not gonna lie. I like what I'm seeing, man, for sure. I think this was his best game as a Piston. And I think he kind of solidified that in the first few minutes that he was in the game. Came in right away and was impactful for sure. The back-to-back threes, you mentioned, 2 for 4. I think that's his best he's shot for us so far this year. But the little things, man, it's the little things for me, boss, the intangibles that he does, like that I'm watching him. He's not afraid to get on the boards. You see him when he's missing shots. He's getting right back on the glass, getting put back. Second straight game now, I've seen him miss his own shot and follow it and get the putback. So, you don't see our guards doing that a lot. So I like to see him not afraid to get in there, mix it up, stick his nose in there, try to fight for some boards, extra possessions. That's all good stuff. And then too, he doesn't give up on plays. It was a play where he got a shot blocked on a fadeaway, and he got back defensively and forced to miss. So it's not a huge thing, but it just shows his mentality. Like he's always he doesn't give up on plays. He's going to bring it the entire play, the entire game. And I just like how he just feels like a really good connector. He
Yeah,
just seems to fit. Like the ball doesn't stick with him. He moves like, and I see why people are saying that they might want to see him more than Karras. That's because like we've seen a pretty good sample size with Karras. I think we know what we're going to get with Karras defensively for sure. Offensively, not so much consistency. But with Huerter in a short period of time, he just seems to be a better fit as far as just what they want to do as far as the off-ball movement, the on-ball movement, the flow of the game. Just seems to be putting the ball on the floor and then making the right play every time.
Yeah.
Like, we don't see him turn the ball over when he has the ball in his hand, and it doesn't stick with him when he has the ball in his hand. So it just seems like the little things as far as how they want to play just seems to fit a little bit better. The fact that it's working this well in a short period of time, I think speaks to that, boss.
And I also like, just to relate to what you said about how he had a deflection and still got back. There's also the second game in a row where he's fouled his own miss and then scored.
Exactly.
I love it. I love whether it was in the paint or outside, he follows the ball, and that's just something I love. I want to get to Chris too. Kevin is looking good, and boss, you're right. He does look bigger than Duncan, even though he's not. LOL, but Kevin is a hard worker. Exactly. Like the size out there, just the way, I think it's just the way he plays. He just looks bigger. The space that he takes up is and he also had good defense.
Greenish.
I remember the same with the defense. He stays really close to his guy without fouling. It's actually impressive. It's a couple times that he's like, I'm like, well, if that guy goes up for a shot, Duncan's gonna knock him and it's gonna be a foul. But then the guy shoots over him and misses because not Duncan. Huerter was just right in front of him, like no space. It's honestly very good defense for literally not giving him any space to move and just basically giving the option to give it up or shoot over it and making it difficult.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. Heisenberg says, had some good hustle plays and putbacks. I was watching Cousin Kev on his threes, and it looks like he rushes on a lot of them, and he's really trying to beat that. You're right. And a few times, like, just get it up, because a few times he hesitated. And had to put the ball back on the floor to get back in rhythm and put it up. So it's like, it's just a rhythm thing. I think he doesn't want to take shots that may seem selfish, and he's a little bit too unselfish sometimes. He's trying too hard to make the right play, just overthinking a little bit. Just needs some time to get familiar and more comfortable. And that just comes with reps. So I think you're right, Heisenberg. I think as he gets more playing time, that'll improve for sure. Fat Kids, I'm working about your videos on my page, bro. It's on the YouTube channel, bro. Check it out, man, for sure. Appreciate y'all. He's good at getting his own rebounds. Sean made an interesting take, and I don't agree with it. He said Huerter is worse than Fontecchio. I vehemently disagree. I don't see how you can say that at all, because my thing with Fontecchio last year, and I hope he's doing well with the Heat. My thing with him last year is that if he's not knocking down shots, he's not doing anything for you. Yeah. If he wasn't hitting shots, there was nothing he was doing for us. And I just feel like for me, him last year, for most of the season, was how I felt about Duncan Robinson at the start of this year. Where it's like, if the shot isn't falling, you're not really giving us anything. And that was Duncan at the beginning of the year. Now we know with Duncan, we're getting better defense. We're getting creation off ball. With Fontecchio, if the three wasn't open, he was pump faking and putting the ball on the floor and turning it over. Turning it over.
He didn't
and his
even
defense was subpar. But that's not the case with Kevin Huerter. He's giving you defense. He's giving you playmaking. He's giving you so many things outside of just shooting. He's not shooting it well, and he's still more impactful than Fontecchio was last year. So, I think he's much more impactful on both sides of the ball for sure.
Something about Fontecchio is he'll live in a little bit of infamy now because, there's very few games where teammates have combined to score 100 points, but he was the second leading scorer in Bam's 83 points. So Bam and Fontecchio scored 100 points together. But I do agree. And he also was benched in the playoffs all last year. So that just goes to show how they just basically said, you're not hitting your shots. He was hitting his shots early for us, and then he did not have another good game. But if you're not hitting your shots, then we can't rely on you to do anything else. Well, Kevin Huerter, we've been saying, even in the limited time that he's been out there, the shots weren't falling, but this is what he did good. And you couldn't say that about Fontecchio really on anything. And like you said, I do hope that he's driving in Miami, but I haven't heard his name around, so I don't know if it is. If he is, so
Dom says, been waiting to talk about Huerter. Gotta apologize to Huerter as well. He's a much better defender and rebounder and passer than I thought from afar. And that's the thing. Like, we watch our Pistons religiously, right? Like, that's who we are locked in on. Well, I know Boss keeps up with the NBA landscape pretty well, probably a little better than I do. I do pay attention, but she really is on it. But I agree with you. Like, my saving grace, bro, when it came to Huerter was I saw him in Sacramento. I didn't see him as much in Chicago. I saw him in Sacramento when I thought he was at his best, and he was doing all the things he's doing right now, plus shooting consistently. That's what you were seeing from Kevin Huerter in Sacramento. So he's tailed off since being with Chicago. But I think he can get back to that guy playing for a coach like JB, playing on a talented team like the Pistons. Like the talent that was in Chicago is not the talent that we have here. He didn't have a Cade, he didn't have a JD over there. So
Right.
I
But
think it'll help him. Once again, he didn't have a Cade, he didn't have a JD over there. So I think being on a team like this will really help him to really be able to do what he does best. So I'm looking forward to seeing that too, Don, for sure.
Yeah.
Maddie says, I'll take your foul every time. Yeah. The fouls were killing me, bro. Go ahead, boss.
I'm also updated here that SGA just broke the 20-point game record. Good for him.
No surprise
I don't
there.
know. I know that Wilt did also do free throws, so I'm not going to hold it against, but it made me curious because he hit 21 points on 7 of 8 free throws. So you take away the 7 points, he's still at 14. But it made me curious how Boston's doing. Jaylen Brown has shot 7 free throws, and then nobody else has shot a free throw in this Boston OKC game.
That's crazy.
So I'm curious. It's 69-71 OKC right now. So that's pretty. I just wanted to mention that because that is history. Good for him. But yeah, and he is a good player. I've watched him hit game winners over the Nuggets too many times, and he does it without getting to the line. He only had 4 free throws in the game winning one. Like, he can do it.
Yep.
It's just the style of play is not my favorite, and we're allowed to have that opinion. He's a flailer, but yeah.
Kevin says they aren't using Huerter as a lead guard ball handler. They have Karras doing too. Yeah, even if they just had Karras do that, I'll be happy. But I feel like Karras, he plays to me like he feels he needs to have the ball in his hands. Like I've always said he's best in transition for this team. In the half court, he is hit or miss. He has a really good game and then a really bad game. So, but I feel like because he's not a really off-ball mover. That's not really his game. That's my point. I feel Huerter doesn't need the ball to be effective. When you got a Daniss Jenkins, you don't need Caris LeVert out there handling the ball. But I feel like that's where he thinks he's best, or that's where they think he's best. But he's not great in the area that they may think he's best. So if they try to use him as they use Huerter, okay, but cool. But once again, it seems like they like having the ball in his hands when he's on the court. I don't like that. But it seems like a guy like Huerter, with Huerter, you don't need to feel like you got to put the ball in Karras' hands because you got Daniss Jenkins. We said it all year. We want to see Karras playing with Cade or Daniss, not with Duncan. We want to see another point guard on the court with Karras. We just never saw it. With Huerter, we see how it looks. It looks great. Go ahead.
Yeah. Tom's back. Welcome back, Tom.
What up, bro?
But I agree too. And I think Sass is also making the case for himself too of like Cade and Sass works, Cade and Jenkins works, Jenkins and Sass work, but we've seen LeVert have his best games with not being the main ball handler, but that's because he's really not doing anything on offense. It keeps him away from having to play make. So I think it will be curious to see. I would not be surprised, guys, if LeVert gets his regular minutes back. I wouldn't be surprised if he splits with Huerter. I wouldn't be surprised if Huerter gets more LeVert minutes. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but it is at least refreshing to see, because if Huerter wasn't playing this way, then we're frustrated because now we got Karras and Huerter both being like, inconsistent and knowing that either one could get minutes. So I think especially with guys like Cade and Huerter, I mean, when Karras gets the ball, he can on the break, he can do good things with it, but Huerter
he's good in the break. Yeah.
Huerter can as well. So like I said, he leads the league in the pick sixes percentage, but we have a couple guys who play similarly in some areas and a couple guys, but then their strengths outweigh. And I do think that LeVert is the better defender, but Kevin Huerter is better overall.
That's how I feel too.
From the defense.
And a better fit. Like, once again, like, I was seeing Kevin saying that and Michael saying we get mad for coaches' decisions. I'm not even taking a shot at Karras LeVert. I just think that Huerter's a better fit. And I just think he's a naturally better fit for what this team needs, considering the point guards and ball handlers we already have in Cade and Daniss Jenkins. We don't really need anybody else to be a primary guy like they kind of deployed Karras at times.
And I can't, I can't even pinpoint like where it's at, because LeVert can be a little choppy, but not to the point. Like, somehow the flow just looks better with Kevin Huerter out there, but it's just like a slight tweak, a very little difference. It's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It feels like Huerter just is more adaptable to me.
he's a
As
scheme
far
guy.
as what you ask him to do and what you need him to do. But, once again, I just hope he continues to get more minutes because he's earning them. I feel like he's earning it right now. Regardless of the reason, it just seems like he just kind of fits better with what we want to do on both sides of the ball. Well, I won't say both sides of the ball, but offensively, he fits better. And defensively, I feel like the gap between how he fits offensively is bigger than the difference in their defense, if that makes sense. So we'll leave it there for him. But let's go ahead, guys, and move on now to Ron Holland. Dog Pound Jr., guys, Lil Ron in this game finished with 15 points on 4 for 7 shooting, 0 3 from 3, 7 for 7 from the free throw line. So even though he's not shooting well from 3, he's still knocking down his free throws, and he's still getting there, which is good. 3 boards, 4 turnovers, that's not great. And 1 steal, boss, in 25 minutes. What did you see from Lil Ron, Dog Pound Jr. in this game?
I mean, my notes were just basically his cuts to the basket were great, whether they were or dunks. He had a great one. I forgot who lobbed it to him, but he had a great slam. Felt like it was Sasser or Jenkins or someone. But it probably was just Cade. But great slam over people. Like he was just cutting, getting behind the defense so well. Remained aggressive. Again, having to throw his body around the court because he just he has a vision in mind. We saw him put up. So he was 0 for 3 from 3, so that happened. But there were also a couple times where he could have shot it. He brought it in. He took it in. He had that crazy one where like he was definitely bumped and they didn't call it, and he threw it up anyways, expecting a call because he was basically
that was crazy.
And it went high. But this is what he does. Like you expect the crazy ones to go in, but he hit it off the high glass and it fell right in. His touch is just so good at the rim. It's so good. And when you just look at the way he plays, he has such a graceful touch at the rim for such a guy that's just energy, aggression in every other area. But once he gets to the rim, even when he's running, it's like Greg Helser has said this. It's like you look out of control, you hold your breath for a second, and then of course he makes it because that's what he does. It's what he's been doing. It's why he was drafted here. Those were his highlights. That's part of his game. So loved everything from him tonight. Really glad he got up to 15 again. To go 4 of 7 is awesome. He had 3 fouls. He had 4 turnovers, but that just came later, and a couple of it was just the young guys all running around out there. 7 for 7 at the free throw line.
That's a great sign for the 0 for 3. The 7 for 7 is a great sign.
I'm looking at this. Everybody. So we're in 21 of 22. So the only one to miss a free throw was Duren, and I think it was early. So everybody, bench or starter, hit all their free throws. But for Ron, 7. Jalen Brown tonight. He was 6 of 7. So
yeah, that's great stuff, man. Yeah. Only thing for Ron negative was the backcourt turnover that he had. Those really get under my skin, regardless of who it is.
Cade
I think Cade had. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like so I'm gonna call them all out. I ain't gonna jump on one individual. And I'm glad you did too. That's how we do it. We keep it stacked. But that was the only thing negatively. It's just Ron. He's still learning. I think he's 20 years old. He's still learning. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of, and I've said this about guys like Russell Westbrook, is like you just kind of get what you get. And sometimes the energy is clean. Like he's always the same energy. Sometimes it's clean, it's easy, they're hitting everything. And other times it leads to some turnovers, sloppiness, things like that. Which is why, again, he had 4 turnovers, but like his game overall was great. But the turnovers aren't surprising because of the way he plays. And so that's how I feel about just some guys. But if you come out there with that energy and passion, the majority of the time it's going to pay off for you.
Yeah. Hasmer said the prime play-by-play announcer had a great nickname for Ronnie Hustle, the Flying Dutchman. I like that. Dom says he has great chemistry with Stu. He always cuts at the So like that's the thing. Like Ron is getting better incrementally. Like he's showing, like Dom just said, he's got great. Like when Stu was making a move to the basket, you see Ron making a backdoor cut when the defense isn't paying attention to him and they're trying to help on Stu. But we also see him on ball cutting to the rim and making plays for other. We saw a lot with Jaden when Jaden was here. We see Ron cut to the hoop and nice little driving kick for Jaden to get a 3. So like he's doing some off-ball things and some on-ball things that are showing me that he's growing his game a little bit for sure. We know the finishing at the rim is going to be there. We know the energy is going to be there. But just the off-ball movement and the player creation, the creation off-ball that he's doing and on-ball that he's doing, and also the rebounding. Like he's really good now on the offensive glass. He's really improved that, just helping guys out, helping Stu out, just clearing the glass, cleaning the boards, defensively and offensively. But tonight, offensively, it really stood out as far as just going in there, looking like Ron, going in there, or looking like Asar, going in there and
Right.
skying for the board, grabbing the rebound and kicking it out for extra possession. So just doing a lot of little things we always talk about that we get from Ron. You take the good with the bad, like Tobias.
Yeah.
It's a lot more good than bad for sure. So I'll
And
take it.
I
all
want to
day
say
long.
too, he only had one offensive rebound, 1 of 2. So that just
That
shows
was
you
when it stood out.
his
Yep.
presence. But also, I want to say this because someone was saying, Kevin said, I heard the announcer say that too, Kenyatta, who came up with the Dutchman nickname. It's because
Yeah,
his
who
last
was that?
I don't know, but it's because his last name is Holland.
Right. Okay.
I know it took me a minute too because I was like, fine,
Oh, I'm
but
slow.
Holland is the capital
I
of
gotta
the
know.
Netherlands,
Okay.
aka the
Okay.
Dutch. So
That's dope.
That's
dope.
pretty funny that they play
like
because
that.
yeah, when you look at him, you're not like that boy's not Dutch, but
I get it now.
but
get it now.
Holland. So interesting. But I do the boards too is something that he talked about mid-season that coaches just kind of called him out and they're like, we think you can go grab more.
Mhm.
So that was just an immediate adjustment to his game. And he only pulled down 3 tonight, but the rim presence is there. Because that's why we noticed it. And he's had 2 double-doubles for us this season. Both were losses. So I really want him to I think he can get a double-double and pull it out for him because that would be a belt right there, you know?
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah, he's very important to this team for sure. Ron hurling because he be hurling that basketball. He be hurling the ball. He's got to improve the three ball. We know that. I still want him to keep shooting it, y'all. I still want him to keep shooting it. I know it's not falling, but I still want him to keep. That's why he's getting the reps and that's why he's getting the shots up in practice. Like eventually, it's going to fall and it's going to fall consistently, and he'll start building confidence while giving us everything he's already given us. So keep shooting that thing, Ron.
Yeah,
NBL says Ron is going to be an impactful player in the playoffs, much like Robert Horry. That's where he'll make his name. Well, I don't know about Robert Horry. Robert Horry was a dead-eye shooter, bro. Like he was in late game situations, including against our Pistons in 2005 when Rasheed Wallace helped on Ginobili and left him wide open when they said not to. Horry always made big shots in crucial moments, man.
I think he's just talking about playoff impact. And so when
just impact. Okay.
You just said in the playoffs in the game 5 where he popped off, Ron will have his own impact for us this playoffs. And I
just saw Horry, and whenever I see Horry's name, I think shooting. That's the first thing that I see. So I thought that's what he was talking about.
Not a player comp, but a situation comp.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. That's fair. All right, guys. We can leave it there on Dog Pound Jr. and we can move now to Javonte Savage. Can you woo Green, guys? Again tonight, Javonte played well. 17 points on 5 for 8 shooting. 4 of 6 from 3. Welcome back. The last couple games he's been shooting well. 3 from the free throw line. Yes, sir. 2 boards, 1 assist, and 3 steals. Go figure. Ho hum for Javonte Green in 19 minutes, boss. Take off on Javonte. What'd you see?
No turnovers and only 1 foul, which we love to see. And that foul was at the one end. It was early when he came in because he got frustrated. That's what it was. He hit Grimes on the back because he thought he was bumped and he snapped.
He did.
Grimes.
Yeah, he got 4. Yeah.
Bump. So again, that doesn't even speak to his defense because that was frustration, or else he would have had 0 fouls again. He had a good shooting. He was been in a slump too, and then he got a little better last game. But the 3 steals is what he's out there for. So then to put up 17 points on 5 of 8 and 4 of 6 from 3, his threes were so clean. I feel like he missed his first one and then just popped off, made all of his free throws. He flew
that corner.
For a defensive rebound.
Yes, he did.
Again, some of these, he only finished with 2 rebounds total, but like with Ron, some of these guys' rebounds are just super memorable from how they got them. 19 minutes is definitely more. He played in the later minutes, but that's what I want to see from him. I think he's not an 8-minute to a 12-minute kind of guy. You
got to play him.
I want him in there for 19 minutes, especially because he does come in and he can make an impact right away. But in these last few games, it seems like he shakes off a little rust and then gets going. So to me, that's also just a playing time issue. But he is always ready. And like I said, he can and immediately make an impact. So the 3 steals is just awesome too. But Woo.
That's what we always say, though. We always say, like, that's why I'm not afraid of him losing his position in the rotation, man. Because, like, everybody's going to have off shooting games. He's one of those guys, when he's not shooting well, you feel his impact most. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a lot of guys when they're shooting the ball terribly, you're like, well, he still had an impact in this game. There's not a lot of guys who do that. He's one of those guys that you still feel like he did something. 3 steals. If he didn't shoot 4 for 6 from 3, he was 2 for 6 from 3 and had those 3 steals, you're still like, well, that's a good game. He gave us 3 extra possessions. You know what I mean? So Chris says, Mister, did you see how the ball was rolling off our finger? Tipa and fingertips and the D was playing and we won. I'm excited, coach.
Yeah.
That was an extended one, Chris, but I like it because I agree. That was definitely the case. When that 3-ball is rolling, you know he's good for everything else. Especially from the corner. He had a flowing, man. He was in a rhythm. Yeah, he was on fire, Chevy, for sure. It was good. It's always good to see him knocking down shots because you know when he is, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. Kevin says Huerter and Green together could be good. If Huerter can find his, that's a good one too. That's a good one. If Ryan is struggling with a shot and you're trying to get back into the game and the offense is stuck in the mud, you can rely on Huerter to at least be solid defensively, and you still got Green there to be able to give you some really good defense and shooting as well. So that's a good take, bro. That's a good take for sure.
I just want to bring this up because I just saw it. Sarah, your Nuggets just took the lead on the Spurs.
Man, listen, if I wasn't here with y'all, if we weren't here with y'all, we'd be watching that game right now.
The Spurs were pretty far ahead and maintaining a 15-point lead throughout and then a 12-point lead. But here's why I'm scared. The Nuggets have freaking sucked in clutch games. So
that's surprising. It's weird.
They led the league in it last year. Now their confidence, I think, is just a little shaken. So,
and honestly, man, like I feel like the Spurs in clutch games are like they're beating Wemby is one of the few young players who I've seen who was just beating really good teams in clutch games, just beating everybody. Really good team like the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Pistons. Like this young dude is beating everybody at a really young age. You don't see that too often from young guys, man. It's crazy.
And Aaron Gordon is back. I just don't think he's playing back-to-backs right now, which again, last night they had a 10 p.m. Eastern game at home against the Rockets and then had to go to San Antonio today. So they were already starting off a little bit rough. But thank you for the update. We pull it out. I'm going to be so proud of them. I can also see us.
Boss, let's finish this up so we can try to catch a little bit of that. Real quick comments. We ain't gonna leave y'all hanging. Abraham says Javonte lets her 5 from 3. Need her to take notes for sure. Boston OKC is cinema right now. I understand how ridiculous that sounds, but that was what we thought was gonna happen when our star went out, bro. So you're not alone. We thought Javonte was gonna be the 3, Duncan at the 2, Cade at the 1. So you're not alone. That's all we got for now, boss. So let's keep it pushing. But I love what I saw from Moo, man. Man, he's going to be so important in the playoffs. The 4-point plate that he had was huge. The 50-50 balls that he always gets to are huge. He's just a really good player, man. So, he's not a guy who may not start games, but y'all know he's going to finish some for us in the playoffs. So we'll leave it there, guys. Let's jump now, boss, to Isaiah. We got 3 more guys. Let's go to Isaiah Stewart first. Tonight, guys, Stu finished with 13 points on 5 for 5 shooting. 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 5 boards, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, and 2 blocks in 21 minutes from Dog Pound Senior. Boss, take off on Stu. What'd you see?
Yeah, so I said last show that I think he's at 80%. Like he's obviously still getting defense, obviously still getting aggression, but I just feel like there's just something missing. This is 100% Stu. He's back.
Yep. Exactly.
The 5 for 5, the aggression down low. He called for the ball.
Mismatches.
Got some 2 blocks, which was huge.
Yep.
I forget on who because we were doing it live, so I was trying to write down. So just some
huge
of them were
blocks too, right at the rim.
One at the rim.
2 of them.
2 of them, but the one I'm thinking of is the one in front of the rim where I'm like, if that guy that he blocked let go of the ball, it would have been a goaltend because he was coming down, but he was trying to dunk it. And Stu said, absolutely not. I know the Nuggets went on a 14-0 run. I'm going to throw up. But anyways.
Sheesh.
And I'll get
Watch out for the Nuggets out west, y'all. Go ahead, boss.
We're not going to be able to catch it because it's almost over. But Jokic does have a 30-20-10 game right now.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah. Anyways.
Insane.
Stu, man, he just looked great out there. He was pretty pumped up. He got a couple. He's not going to be able to get away with some of these jersey grabs in the playoffs. It's like his go-to move sometimes is grabbing the jersey, and I just don't want it to be detrimental later on. He also went down, he got hit in the equipment, as they said. And then he went, at first everyone's like, it's his wrist. And I was like, oh my God, no, it's not his wrist. Please. But no, so he, he just played tough. All 5 of his rebounds were, spreading the 5 for 5 and 5 rebounds. Like, they were all defense, 2 turnovers, but that was just in the paint when I'm sure that he just needed the foul call that he didn't get. 4 assists too is awesome just to see that from our guys. He's tied.
Big passing. Yep.
Stewart, Huerter, and Duncan Robinson had 4 assists, which is the second most to Cade. So just love the ball movement there. it's good to see him back, and I think we'll see him tomorrow as well, obviously. But like I said, I think he was at 80% last game, and tonight he definitely looked more like himself, and he was eager to get the job done in the paint. I think he knew that it was a complete mismatch the entire game. So
I think this is his 4th game back since being out for 7 games. So being out 7 games, it's going to take you a little bit, because we saw it early on. The timing wasn't there on his.
It's his
on
6th
his
game
attempts
back.
as far as 6 games. Okay, so
Because
it looks like now
all 4 of our losses were with him back.
Right. So it just looks like now he's starting to get more into a rhythm.
Yes,
he wasn't very effective immediately when he first got back. So it just took him a minute to get his timing back and all those things. And now it looks like he's the guy that we've seen all year. With the blocks, like, guys, he was getting like pushed in the face.
Yes.
Like, you know, when guys try to dunk and they use their arm to try to get leverage, he was getting mushed in the face and still blocking shots cleanly without fouling. Like, this dude he's ridiculous, man. Like, he is the perfect guy he's the perfect anchor for our defense, for the first unit, second unit, 10th unit. It don't matter. He just is an embodiment of this team, man. Like, the way he defends. And now, like, offense, I think Sella mentioned it, but I feel like they could have gotten him the ball a little bit more. Because what he does is he finds that mismatch and he just camps out in the post. And there's nobody who can stop him when he's down there. Like, we've seen him score against guys like Wemby. He does a great job of protecting the ball with his body and just avoiding his shot getting blocked. That's why you don't see it a lot. But when he got mismatched, you got to give it to him, especially considering what he does for you defensively. You got to reward that man offensively. They did, but I feel like they could have did it even more, because he's a really good finisher around the rim, and he's earned it with his defense.
And I think it's a sign, too, that we are just becoming back in sync like we were the majority of the season, because Stu wasn't the reason. Like, Stu coming back is like, oh, Stu got back and they lost 4 in a row. That's not it.
No.
Chemistry. It's lack of synchronicity. It's lack of cohesion.
It's just not there. Yeah.
So I think it was a huge sign that tonight, just in terms of what they've been able to do in these last 2 games. And then again, he was he wasn't really himself the first few games, wasn't recording stocks. He was out there grabbing boards, but not many. I think he had like 1 board in one of the games, one of the losses. Yep. And then yesterday, I said he was at 80% or 2 days ago. And now I do think that this is the Stu that we'll get from here on out. And now I just, with all that physicality and jumping and everything, is hope that he just remains healthy. He's the last person, especially we were out without him last year. So we don't want to see him go down with anything. Yeah. And I do think, again, I have a kind of a feeling that Duren will be out tomorrow if he's dealing with anything.
I'm cool with it. Let's go B-Ball Paul.
Yes.
Off the bench. Do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kevin says, what are the chances Detroit will find another 6'8" all-league defensive anchor? I would say none. I was going to say slim to none, but no. Like, nobody saw him when he was drafted in the teens back in 2020, along with Killian Hayes and Sadiq Bey, that he would be the guy we remember most. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody thought that on draft night.
Yeah.
I didn't, right? I didn't really watch him in Washington State when he played there. I knew who he was because he actually played with Jaden McDaniels, and Jaden McDaniels was the main guy when they played together. So I know who he was. And when we got him, I was like, okay. I was thinking good depth piece, He fits who we want to be, Detroit, before we were actually this.
Mindset.
Yeah. I was like, right, mindset, okay, cool. But nobody saw this. Nobody saw this at all, for him to still be the only player on that draft on this team. And not even just that, being a defensive, all-NBA defensive player at 6'8", without elite athleticism, still being able to do what he does, man, nobody saw that coming. So shout out to the draft team for getting that done. Troy Weaver, if you want to say Troy Weaver, shout out to Troy Weaver for getting that done. The Killian pick wasn't great, but he made up for it with the Isaiah Stewart pick, for sure. Yeah. So we'll leave it there, guys, unless you got anything else, boss, on that.
No, just agree with, where'd it go? Ronnie here. Beef stew is the heart and soul of the Pistons. Go Pistons. Yeah. Yep, I agree. And so it's just nice to see him when he's out there with, he was calling for the ball. He got a 3-second violation on offense because he just wanted it. And he was getting beat up down there too. So, yeah, it's just nice to see him back. And tomorrow, I think, just like you said, with consistency as a team, obviously I want to see us get another BTA tomorrow. Nothing easy.
For sure.
But to see if Stu keeps this up, which I absolutely think he will, especially if, they're lacking big guys in Memphis, he could really just pop off. And there's just a huge confidence boost from having to not only come back off a suspension, coming off of a month suspension and then losing 4 games in a row with your team cannot feel good. So, and
For sure.
Like, it's not his fault, but yeah.
Yeah. Chris says, I don't know about Deuce. I don't know about that Deuce. Seems like we always find one. Worm, Big Ben, Stu. You got a great point there. But think about it. Big Ben was what, 25 years ago? And before that was the Worm about what, another 17, 18 years ago? Because I remember that Worm and Sally came in together. They were both drafted together, the same draft, right? And nobody thought, I think Sally was actually the bigger name at that time. John Sally was than Dennis Rodman. But once again, Dennis Rodman 6'7", Sally 6'9", 6'10". Both guys who weren't highly touted as being crazy great like impact players. But you're right, Chris. That's a great one. And then of course Ben Wallace, of course, who's 6'9". We know what he's done. Stu is aspiring to be that kind of guy, right? So you're right. We are the ones who hit on those guys, but it's still been a long time since we've had a guy like that. But we are the team that finds those diamonds in the rough when it comes to defensive guys, for sure. Great point.
Between Big Ben and Stu, there was an absence. So
yeah,
I mean,
and then but even with Dennis Rodman and Big Ben, that's still like almost 20 years,
Yeah,
so
true. Yeah, it's like every 25 years we cycle through some things. So
yeah, it's crazy how we do it.
Those,
that's how we do it here in Detroit.
All of those guys were on championship team. Well, not Stu yet. Not Stu yet.
Well, the future hasn't caught up yet. Time hasn't caught up yet, but I think we'll be having the same conversation with Stu eventually. All right, guys, let's keep it pushing before Boss has an aneurysm watching these other games go on live right now. 4
seconds left, and the Spurs are within 3.
4 seconds to go.
And we're up by 3. The Nuggets are.
Denver's up. Okay.
But I think it's Spurs ball. I don't know.
Keep us posted. Let's go to our last two guys, Boss. Let's go to B-Ball Paul in this game tonight, guys. Paul Reed finished with 6 points on 3 for 5 shooting overall, 2 boards, an assist, and a turnover, and a block in 12 minutes. Once again, not a bunch of minutes, but some impact there for sure. What'd you see from Paul Reed?
Honestly, like he picked it up towards the end. He started off a little rusty. He got a turnover right away. He missed a bad shot, made a bad so I was like, oh, this is B-Ball Paul's worst game in terms of B-Ball Paul standards. But obviously, if you only play for 12 minutes and it's garbage time too, and you get 6 and 1 and 2 blocks. I take everything I just said.
I was like,
oh man, I mean, 5.
Well, they had 2 for you. I got 1 for him. You got 2 on.
I got 2 on mine. I got 2 on blocks, and I think for me it's just the rebounds that throw me, because if you see 6, usually you see at least 5. And he got nearly 10 in 6 minutes the other night. So
insane.
He could honestly one day have like a 5-point 20 rebound game. I truly believe it.
I could see it.
But 3 of 5 from shooting. Yeah, 1 foul. Both rebounds were offensive. He was ripping those down. One of them was on Chaz. They were trying to get Chaz going. Chaz went up for a layup or a dunk and got blocked. And B-Ball Paul wrestled. That's hard. It's hard to get a. That's how close he was in the paint to get a block off of a missed dunk, or get a rebound off of a block dunk. Yeah. And then he passed it back out to Chaz, who couldn't hit tonight, unfortunately. But yeah, B-Ball Paul doing things against his old team. He got a dunk against them, so love that. And again, we didn't see him a lot. We saw him early, but I think tomorrow is a it's a doubleheader. We have to fly to Memphis. Like, it's some of these guys that, I mean, a lot of guys, we got pretty equal minutes tonight, which is just great for
it's
tomorrow.
Great to see spread out. Yep.
Yeah, Cade didn't have to play 40 minutes. Duren didn't have to play 48 minutes.
Yeah.
So
you got basically 5 guys off your bench with 20 plus minutes almost.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, great sign for sure. Mark Glenn says, wow, just finished watching this Spurs Nuggets game. Jamal Murray absolutely torched them. Couldn't be bothered. Guys, that's why I've said, other than after Cade, Jamal Murray is my favorite point guard in the league to watch. I just love the way he plays the game.
There was no Wemby, but they've been winning without Wemby too. We didn't have Gordon, but Peyton Watson.
Peyton Watson didn't play either.
Very good defensive team. We didn't have Peyton Watson, who's basically our only defender, with Aaron Gordon.
Facts.
But we call it, in Denver, we call it a Murray flurry. When he starts slow, and in the fourth quarter, he just goes off. It's the Murray flurry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if
Lakers fans know about it.
Oh, trust me. It's funny. I'm surprised I've never heard about that, because okay. Anyway, let's keep pushing, because that'll make me feel sad for the rest of the night talking about the Lakers and the Nuggets. All right, boss. Let's go to Chaz Lanier, our last guy for tonight. Chaz Lanier, guys, played 5 minutes. He didn't score. Couldn't get a shot to fall. 0 for 3 overall. 0 for 2 from 3, and some cardio to follow to boot. But that's pretty much it. He had some good looks tonight. He just didn't fall. But honestly, he's the last guy I'm concerned about shooting basketball. I'm not concerned. I would have liked to see one go in for him, but he just couldn't. He just couldn't find a bottom of the hoop. So it happens sometimes. But I still hope he gets more opportunities. hopefully he does, because we should be able to get him on the floor late in games, because we should be putting these teams away coming up next. So we'll leave it there for him. That's all I got though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it was just nice to see him. Tomorrow, again, another opportunity to bring BTA and get some of these guys just more comfortable, because I would have liked to see a Chaz shot go in, but they had their deep bench in too, and it was just the last few minutes were basically just who can at least get a shot up without turning the ball over fast. So I would love to see Chaz. I would like to see Chaz. We saw him with Cade. I would like to see Chaz next to Cade. I don't know if it's ever going to happen this season for us, but I think he will find his shot even better with, not with the lineup that's steady and sustained, like a Cade and stuff. And I mean, Jenkins, of course, can do it with him, but it just felt rushed. I'd like to see him in different scenarios. I hope we get to see him again tomorrow, BTA or not. I hope we get to see him in the game, because that would be fun. He's also it's against Memphis, and he was a Bull, so he's going back to Tennessee. So who knows how that will play out for him. But I was happy to get him minutes, and just would have liked to see one of those threes go in. So
Kevin says Murray made the crunch time free throws tonight, unlike when he played against us. And Boss was at that game, and they showed on ESPN when he missed that free throw in Denver against the Pistons. When he missed the free throw to tie the game, all you see is Boss like this at the Denver game,
like this,
as a Pistons fan. I
have ESPN twice.
That's how you know she's a real fan. She's in Denver, in her hometown, in her home arena, rooting against and cheering when Jamal Murray misses the the tying clinching free throw twice to go ahead and send it overtime. So funny stuff there. Dom comes back and says, on a different note, any plans to ever do a show and dropping a link? Yes, bro. Yes. I'm glad you said that. We were just talking about that. We want to have a show soon where we can have you guys, a lot of you guys who have, a lot of great thoughts about the game. We're going to have that soon where you guys can come on. A few people can come on and just talk hoops with us for sure. So we're going to get on that soon, boss.
There's going to be a little bit of a break, I think, while the play-ins happen.
We can do it then.
That's a good time, because I know we did say that we wanted kind of a fan show. We just never got around to it with some busy stuff. But since you're asking, I think if there's been people that are interested to just come talk. And then again, I had the idea earlier of maybe getting everybody's kind of hot takes, because I would love to give you guys credit for some of them going forward. Like whether you think how certain players will do in the playoffs, how we will the team, just your thoughts. And those will be definitely more interesting once we get our matchup set. But in playing,
that's probably a good time to do it too, low key. I'm thinking about it now.
We won't know our matchup. We won't know our matchup because of the play-in. Obviously, because if we maintain first, which if we maintain first, we won't get to see who we'll have to wait it out to see who comes in eighth. And but
it'll be a good time though, it'll be a good time to recap the season for the most part, and just kind of see. Let's do that, Buck. We'll set that up, guys. So Don, for sure, that's going to be something that we do, and of course, we're gonna want to have you on, a few other guys too, guys and girls, have you guys on to talk hoops for sure. So we'll do that soon.
Once we get it set, we'll have a good amount of time to go over. Like we'll remind you guys. We'll set the date. You guys will have plenty of time to join. It won't be like a last minute thing, so that we can plan for it. Because that way we can see if people are interested, so everybody gets a good amount of time talking to us. Because I would love to talk to all you guys too. So love that.
Put some faces with the names for sure. Sharita says, stop rushing through this. I'm trying not to, man. I was trying to catch the end of this game, this Boston OKC game. I'm trying not to. She called me out though. It's funny. She could tell.
I know. That's what Chris said too. Chris said,
Chris said the same thing?
Chris said, boss, it's not fair. You're cheating on us and watching the game. I'm stuck at work early, but I watch it all. I'm not watching the game. I'm watching just the box scores. And so I'm going through our box scores, and then I'll just check back. I think I would have tuned out, but I saw that they came back, and I was like, oh gosh, and they pulled it off. So, but I'll give you a quick update, Deuce, that there's just under 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Thunder up.
We got time. You got time. Okay, cool. Bet it up. All right. Kevin said Murray went 15 for 15. Good on him. One more. Amelia says, Mr. Boss and Mr. Deuce, who do the Pistons play next? The Grizzlies. So that's a great segue, boss, because we're going to talk about that now as far as the look ahead to the next game. So guys, up next for the Pistons is another hand your business type game, right? When they host the Grizzlies. No, they're on the road tomorrow night, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, so they go on the road tomorrow against the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night, but they're depleted. They're very depleted, and honestly, they're not a great team right now. Like, they've lost 5 straight games. It should be 6 after tomorrow. John Morant's not there. JJJ is not there. They should win this game.
So actually Cedric Howard and Cam Spencer were both out tonight on injury. So I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow either. So tonight was someone named Rupert, DG Jackson, Prosper. He's a center.
India business.
Jalen Wells, someone named Small, someone named Mashek, someone named Burton.
Someone named Handy business.
Eight. They had 8 active players tonight. So it should be a game that we make a statement early. Let's get our starters come in, make a statement, get everybody that's eligible in. So
yep. Michael says Detroit favored to beat them. Exactly. That's the kind of score I'm looking at tomorrow. Like maybe even more. 16-point win. Yeah. Double-digit win. Don't play. Yeah, 100%. It's good that guys got a chance to rest so that they can once again come out fresh, hit first, all the things we talk about, set the tone, all that. Hopefully they learn from losing to Brooklyn. Exactly, bro. The second game of back-to-back. They won the first game of the back-to-back this time. They lost to Brooklyn and Miami the last time they had a back-to-back, but tonight at least they got the first one under their belt. Now they can rest. They didn't play a ton of minutes, so tomorrow night should be a win for sure. At least double digits is what I'm looking for. So we'll see. Yeah. Doug says, thank you both so much. Yes, sir. We appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate you guys. This was fun per usual. We appreciate you guys showing up for the watch back and for coming over after and staying up with us tonight to actually do the post-game recap. So we appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Rod. And he says, Deuce and Miss Boss, you are the best. Go Pistons from Flint Town. Shout out to Flint, Rod. Shout out to Flint, my guy, for sure. All right, guys. We're going to end it there, man. We appreciate you guys, as always, for showing up, out as you guys. What?
It should be a home game. It's 3-1-3 game tomorrow.
So it is a home game?
That's what Chevy's, and I think Maddie said he's going tomorrow too. So I don't know where but if it's a home game, go put on a show. Hopefully, guys, go. If it's a home game, go get tickets for 3-1-3 day, and also go watch. You could probably see every active Piston play. So
okay, so my bad. It actually is a home game. It's a home game tomorrow, you guys. It's a home game. So back to back, so they ain't got to travel. Come right back to the crib. Get that dub for sure. BCS is a home game for sure. So yeah, it's even more reason, boss.
Sorry for the
go ahead. Go ahead, rest in your same bed, you get that home cooking, all that stuff. You ain't got to go nowhere. Didn't play a ton of minutes tonight. Another team that you're better than. Go out, get the dub. No excuses. I ain't trying to hear it. Get that dub, man. Let's keep
8
stacking.
active players, and they have to travel. So they should be
right. Exactly. Back-to-back traveling. Yeah, exactly. So no excuses. No excuses whatsoever. Appreciate you, Sarita, for sure, man. We appreciate that for sure, 100%. We appreciate your contributions as well, for sure. So love, peace, and hair grease, as Chris always says. And guys, like we always say, we appreciate you for showing up as you guys always do. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and like button if you are new. And we hope you guys have a great night. And y'all know the drill, man. Detroit versus everybody. See y'all tomorrow night at home.
All the dirty work, all dog. I'ma dive on the floor, go try to block every shot. And I'ma be physical with you the whole game. Stu gonna be physical with you. When you think of the Pistons, you think it's just hard work and just gritty basketball. That's just the identity you gotta have when you put on that jersey.
I'm not your average breed of canine. Not a good dog, I'm bad boy for life. I set the tone, don't care about no tick. Let it be known, I get my respect. Come in the lane and see I don't bluff. If you retaliate, that's on ya. Talking hundreds, I hear your shade. Talking that shop, you must run this way. If the dog palm, mess around, find out, If the dog palm, mess around, find out, For somebody you soft, boy, you better crop a hill, cause I'm like that. When you're real for somebody you soft, boy, you better crop a hill, cause I'm like that.